So that's going to slow down traffic on mud roads even further. So that gives us a bit of more incentive to try to get rid of mud roads early on. So this is the random map that we've rolled. We've got a lot of lakes again, as per usual. Actually, if we look at the city names, we can see that there's only one entire customs house on the western border. One to the north, one to the east, and then two to the south. Now, admittedly, we don't actually... Let's see, so we do not have a railway over here, but I think this is going to be the area that we start building in, even though it doesn't have any rails. And then if we go for these, we can have a look at... So this one does have rail, that's a medium customs, but it doesn't have electricity. And then we've got one more over here, which also doesn't have electricity. That's another small one. And then if we go for the NATO side... there's a railway and medium... Well, so there's a medium customs house there, and then further up here, there's some power available. So potentially this could be a place to start, but we won't have access to most of the vehicles right now. Like, actually, if we have a look at the vehicles available in here, there's rail stuff. And, no, there's actually one car as well. There's a tractor, really, but yeah, so... The options are quite limited, so we have to start on the Soviet side, so we'll just go up here. I've already scouted out a little bit of the resource that we have in here, not too much though, but like I've spotted a little bit of coal along the corner over here, so we can get some coal mining over there, and it's going to be close to water as well. Was there, I think there was... No, actually, I think it was just that. There might be another one somewhere. There is a bit of oil around... Actually, I don't remember. I don't think there was any over there, but there's oil around here in the water. Or right along the coastline there. That's kind of useful. I don't think there was any on the sort of nearby landmass that we start in. At least not on ground. But I didn't check that thoroughly. And then another thing that we do have is we've got iron mine right here next to the customs. So that's going to be a really nice way to get some, not necessarily a huge amount of trade going, but we can start mining some iron, eventually start processing that into, well, first get iron ore and then process that into iron, and that way we can sell that, keep the steel price a little bit lower, hopefully. And of course, eventually make our own steel, because we've got the coal and iron, so we can probably have a steel mill right here, for example. So it's kind of a midway for both of the mines. And then maybe even just have conveyor belts bringing the stuff in. Good afternoon, Pierre. How's it going? Right, so let's get started with the very, very basics. So start with some mud roads. A bit of road going through there. I think we shall go ahead and... We will put in some sort of roundabout in here, but I suppose we might put it already into this point. There'll be a lot of trees around here. I did put in the max amount of trees available. Let's see, that's going to be a bit of a larger one. That's going to give us a bit more leeway on setting up everything in here. So there's a road coming in there, then we'll have one road heading to the north, kind of along the coastline. We can utilize this coastline actually for some ports, because if we have a look at the map, it connects directly into there, so this is going to be perfect bay for trading with the Soviets. Also, we can utilize this bay for trading. There is a kind of a path to go through here. It is a little bit shallow, but it shouldn't be too bad. So we can connect all the way to here. There is actually another gravel patch there. And if we were to dig a bit of a channel through here, like, it doesn't require too much of digging either. So we can get a ship going into this lake, and then we might do another channel through there. So we can basically separate this starting area from the rest of the mainland. For the most part, that's going to allow us to then have a lot of ships. Unfortunately for us, the only ships that we have available until like 1940s or something like that is going to be the modded Western boats, like the British boats and such. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem there. Let's actually go ahead and quickly just combine those. And then, of course, we will have a road heading down south. I don't know if we're going to turn this into a proper highway at some point, but we'll start with just this for now. Right, so I think what we'll probably do is we'll set up our initial... Actually, how bad is the control lines? So if we're going to have the iron mine over there, we might want to leave some room for a processing plant in here. But there's probably still going to be enough room in there, so since we don't need to leave room for railways or anything, we should be fine. Well, railways to go to the customs, we'll probably still have some railways around, but it's not going to be that bad of a situation, hopefully. Although, yeah, we'll probably have some railways. I'm kind of thinking that I might have it on this side, though. Although, I was kind of thinking that I might have the initial town over here. It's a bit further away, but that's got a bit of an area, at least, in here. And we could kind of have it stretch to either side here. More or less. We'll definitely have some, maybe, well, I suppose we're going to have a canal over there. I don't know if we're going to have another city there, then. Another town over here might not be a bad idea. So we'll have a rather limited amount of space available, of course, but that's nothing new here. I did also, when I switched the starting year, or the year for the game, I did reduce the amount of money to like 1 million and 500,000, so that's the what you used to start with. But it's mostly because the vehicle costs are actually going to be fairly low for us in the beginning here, because the horse wagons that we'll be using as our primary vehicle, they're not really that expensive. They can carry okay amount of capacity or tonnage overall, so it's not going to be too bad. Well, let's go ahead and get this one further south. I suppose another thing that I could do... actually, yeah, so if we put this into the sort of import region, which seems to be the case usually, we'll put it on the northern side of the connection. So yeah, let's go ahead and take one bit of road over here. Probably go ahead and get a bit of a curved road there. So we can at least upgrade some of these roads just fine. So let's go ahead and set up the construction offices first. We'll be using the free ones. Go ahead and... Actually, we'll probably want to be... How much does it take room for like a 12 vehicle one in here? It would be up to there. So if we were to get the road starting from that point then... That'll work just fine. So the idea is that we'll have some construction offices in here. We'll build up a new one in there. But we can start with one there. The other one's going to be connecting to the same road, essentially. So we'll put that one in there. And then we could probably put in another 2 just in case. That's probably going to be more than enough. And then let's just go... Actually, let me put down the other construction office as well, so we can figure out the location. Okay, it would be right about there. And then if we were to build the roads in here... Okay, that might not want to connect there. Let's see if we can't squeeze it in there one way or the other. No, too sharp of a turn. Okay. That's a bit of a shame. Okay, well, how about we then just go ahead and remove those 2 roads. Connect more to the middle. This should be working. Well, at least in theory. I'm not entirely sure that it will. Alright then, let's just go ahead and get rid of these, then move them back like a little bit. I suppose it's going to be easier if we just remove those. Let's give it another go, shall we? That should at least be far enough. Putting the snapping tool back on. Okay, no, it still doesn't want to go. Okay. I can do this. It's going to take a few attempts, I reckon, but we can get this going. Into there, maybe. Maybe if we start from the other side. Or we connect these two to there, I don't know. Still doesn't want to connect there, though. Well, that is annoying. Let's go ahead and connect this one to the middle. Maybe that will work. At least slightly better. I think for a moment I thought I saw it going in there. We might be spending quite a bit of time here just to get this initial road working in here. Okay, I did see the green stuff, or green bits there for a few moments. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and, instead of trying to force it going that way, we'll just have them all facing the same way. Oh, that road does get in the way a little bit. There we go. That should work. In which case, I suppose we can redo this road to line up slightly better. I guess we can have a... Oh, that's probably going to be good enough. Connection in there. There we go. So that's step one done, kind of. We are going to need a... Oh, actually... Since we're going to be using horse feeding stuff, or the horses, we're going to have the horse feeding yard. But of course these... Actually, that one's free. This one does require some work, so we can put just one of these in here. The question is, of course, where do we want to have it? I guess somewhere over here wouldn't be too bad. Put the snapping again. And then I suppose one of the things that we definitely need to do is to get some storages. So let's get the free open storage. Probably around here. Go ahead and put in the... I suppose that aggregate storage would be down here. Yeah, free aggregate storage. And then after that, I mean, warehouse we'll need to build. We need to set up a couple distribution offices. I don't know how many exactly we'll be needing, but probably quite a few. So let's just go ahead and... I think what we shall do... We shall put a few of them in here. I guess we can put all 5. We might not actually need all 5, mind you. At least not initially, but we'll start with a road connection there. Then these road connections, and if need be, we can connect another set of connections in here further along the road with these, but we'll start with the middle ones. We will need some power in here, hopefully, but of course for that we can, well, I suppose we can just build one of these. Shouldn't be too difficult. The question is, because where do we want to place it down? And I suppose if we make it near the substation or the transformer in here, where we can purchase the electricity, that's probably not a bad idea. I'll put it a little bit to the side on this end, actually. So there's room for the large power connection to be placed down accordingly. We'll go ahead and get a bit larger connection over here. That'll do. I mean, that's 52 meters, this is 30 meters, so that's a decent savings in there, I would say. So that is something we will build. Right, what else do we need? Like, well, first of all, we are going to build... Yeah, we'll probably get the housing in here. Or the town itself in there. It's going to be a little bit further away, so that's going to be a bit of a problem in the end. But at the same time, we'll build our gravel production and the gravel industry, or gravel-related industries over here. We might put in a wood cutting post in here, and sawmill, alongside with the processing plant for iron and, of course, the iron mine itself. So we might put in like a bus platform somewhere in here, and then connect them. Although, actually, it might be better to put it on this side. Let me just double check. Where exactly does the iron mine again? Okay, it's going to be there. Of course, if we have it facing down this way, yeah, I suppose that could work. It will require a little bit of work there to flatten, and the quality of the source isn't going to be massive, around 50%, 56% right now. So it's not going to be a huge amount of profit that we get from there, but or like a productivity that we get from there. But it's going to be better than nothing, I would say. Right, so I think what we'll start is we'll get the woodcutting post in here. I'm just kind of trying to think how exactly I want to do this. I'm going to have the woodcutting post right about there. We'll build a sawmill as well. Oh, is this? Oh, this is going to have a problem with the power line. Oh, well, if we build it right there, it will still get power from that same substation. So we'll get that there. Then what we'll do is we'll build a open storage. Just a small one will do. Okay, over there we would connect to both of them. And then we're going to use that as a source for exporting stuff. So we'll just get a quick little road. Probably should that same intersection. We'll have a bit of a curving road. There we are. That should be working fairly well. So let's go ahead and... so the first thing that we should probably work on is we'll get this one. We'll buy a couple of vehicles, workshop items. So we'll buy a 4-horse dumper. We'll probably buy at least 2 of these. And then what they'll do... Well, I suppose we'll wait for the vehicles to arrive first. Another thing that we need to do is we need to get a... one of these with the... Let's see, 4-horse covered hull, and then we'll need to get a oil tanker or whatnot. Is the barrel? Oh right, the barrel wagon. We need those to get the feeding yard active, so it needs a little bit of fuel initially, and then you need to bring in crops there to work as a fuel. But it actually saves us quite a bit of money, but that's one of the reasons why I decided to go for a little bit smaller starting cash. But yeah, I suppose if we can get this up and running, that's going to allow us to get a small amount, admittedly, but at least it's somewhat of an income. Let's go ahead and get a bus platform in here somewhere. Probably just a small one will do. Get that one in there. And then I guess these two could be connected into here with the road. And I suppose, actually, before we get any vehicles for the construction office, we'll wait until we actually have some resources available. And that's another thing that we might want to do, is buy a couple of the open hull wagons in there. So luckily they are quite cheap. And these ones, well, actually, we'll wait until the covered hulls arrive in here, so that one's going to be one of them. Let's actually go on speed 2. It's currently 2nd of January, 1900. Right, so you're going to be picking up crops and fuel right now, and then deliver there. So that way we can get refueling going. I suppose another thing that I might want to do is get a vehicle depot in here somewhere. We're going to start with just a free depot. That'll probably be more than enough for our current needs. I think we're going to go ahead and... we'll place it right about there. That'll do. So we can buy some vehicles in there. So now we're getting the stuff required to refuel the vehicles. Let's go ahead and assign these ones to start loading up some gravel, and then unloading it over there. 30% will probably be more than enough. We'll store only gravel, I think. And then over here we can go ahead and start... oh, right, actually, let me put in the limit on here first. So we'll put in, like, I don't know, 20% on steel. Probably like 10% on prefab panels. And probably 25 on bricks and 25 on boards, and then leaves 20 extra. So we'll actually put 30 on bricks and boards. maybe 25 on steel and 15 on prefab panels. But prefab panels you don't usually need all that much in the beginning, especially this early. So we'll put that in there, and are you already... Right, I didn't actually give you connections yet, but they went to refuel first, I guess. So you'll unload over there. We'll go ahead and load from there. So we'll start getting some of the resources, and now it might be time to get the... So I guess this could be the... dumpers. Because they need to do a lot of trips, I reckon. So that's going to be the source for gravel, and then I suppose asphalt is going to be from there. Go ahead and buy a couple dumpers. I think we'll go just with the 2-horse wagons for the construction offices. Let's see, so dumpers, these. So they still a speed of 18 kilometers per hour, which isn't massive, but it's okay. They have a slightly smaller capacity, but that's actually going to work better in our favor. So we can probably buy... probably all 4 of these, actually. Then this one could be the... Let's see. I've got quite a few vehicles, or a decent bit of vehicles as a possibility. I'm gonna... actually. To get all the stuff that we need in here, we need to buy one of the open haul trucks in here. So I suppose a 2-horse open haul will probably do. Let's see, covered crane, no. There we are. So one of these. And then we'll have that one. We'll purchase one of the digging crews in here. I like that one a lot, but it does require an extra truck to basically deliver it around. But that's hardly an issue. But that's going to allow to do both bulldozer and excavator work. So the groundworks will be done fairly quickly. Well, not massively quickly, mind you, but they will be done at least. And how we're looking on... Okay, we've got plenty of crops still. We are starting to get a little bit gravel at least. And what are we working on right now? We've got quite a few locations. I guess the electric substation is one of them. Right, then another thing that we're going to need. So if that was going to be the... basically the excavators. Alright, that's going to refuel. So I'm going to go and have this one. Pick the concrete from there. And then steel, bricks, panels, and board are going to come from there. Right, so that's going to be at least somewhat useful. And then we'll go ahead and buy a... We'll start with the open holes. We'll get 2 of these. And then concrete mixers, we'll get 2 2-horse concrete mixers. There we are. Oh, and it's already raining. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, it's probably going to be a whole lot of rains in here. So one of the things is, once we get the imports done for the most part, at least enough to upgrade the... I actually wonder, how much would it cost for us to build a gravel road of that length? About 20 tons of gravel, so we'll need to wait for a little while before we can actually do that. Unless we do like half a road at a time or something, but I'd rather not do that quite yet. So we can get started on some of the groundworks at least. Right, so that one's coming back. We will have the bus platform in here, though this one doesn't need to be a very high priority yet. But that's going to be very much a future-proof thing for us. Another thing that I suppose I should do, before I forget, is a garbage stand over here for these 2. Because that's going to be probably producing quite a bit of garbage. We want to be able to gather that reasonably quickly to then utilize it further. Okay, so yeah, there's a whole lot of traffic in here. Mostly, I suppose, the gravel, but there's some other traffic as well. That's delivering gravel to the factory connection. Hello, project. How's it going? Yes, we are traveling further back in time today, so we've got the initial, well, very, very initial setup in here. The reason why we're setting up some wood cutting and sawmill is that we can at least start producing something that we can then export, not necessarily in very large quantities. It's also going to reduce some of the imports that we need to do. And then after that, once we get a little bit of the roads built and all that, we'll go ahead and start setting up the gravel processing over here. It's going to take a little while, but that's at least something that we can get started on. I suppose, I just realized. First of all, we can cut down the trees on the Soviet side, so that's not going to be a problem. But that's, we do have the mods with the vineyards and all that. Let's see. First, if we go for factories, I did unsubscribe from a ton of mods earlier today. Well, not a ton, but like a few dozen. So there should be a little bit less clutter in here. So, for example, the grape vineyards are good for some food. Like, they don't produce that much, but with the temperatures over here are rarely going to drop below 14 degrees. It should be pretty good, actually, for setting up some food production. But the problem is, of course, we might want to do that closer to the town area in here. So we might not want to build it in there, but that's going to allow us to get some food and then also alcohol through the other one. I don't remember how massive was the... There was the ranch version of that as well. Yeah, cattle fields. Is it this one? No, there's a smokehouse. Dairy farm. Ooh. Ah, right, that takes livestock. Huh. Fair enough. Actually, I think it is these. Okay, the small one isn't actually that... Okay, that's a medium one, actually. The small one... I wonder. Am I missing something in here, then? I should have built instead. So the big cattle field is quite massive. But, like, these don't produce a lot, but they will produce a tiny bit of livestock that we can then, you know, every now and then slaughter or something. How much can... Okay, they can store 11 tons of livestock in there. They do produce a bit of mixed waste. Alright then. They require a little bit of workers, but yeah, something like this could actually work for our purposes. And then I said, oh, actually, I wonder, we can probably have the smokehouse. It does pollute a tiny bit though, but we can have the smokehouse connected to, or some of the cattle fields connected to the smokehouse directly. And that way get our meat production. I think that's going to be a fun idea. And then there's some orchard expansions. Oh, that's an orchard. Oh, right, yeah, that's... Oh! Right, I forgot about this building, quite frankly. How... Okay, it requires 18 degrees outside. That's not going to be too bad. Then, of course, the flour mill is another thing that we can use. I don't actually know on this map how much we can do farming. Like, is it basically around the year? Or is it still going to follow the same sort of seasonal cycle? It's actually an interesting question. But yeah, we'll probably have at least some sort of farming in this republic. We'll probably also try to take it somewhat slow pace, so we don't just speed run into making millions and millions and millions of cash and then getting bored. Okay, so that's picking up some, well, asphalt in there. So did we... Right, we've got 4 over there. We haven't gotten any other stuff in there yet. Did I buy the... Oh, yeah, I did buy the digging crew. It's mostly a Soviet run because in 1900 there's not going to be even nearly enough of the vehicles available from the NATO side. And even if they were vehicles, like the first ones are going to be the 4Ts. And we realized in the previous run that they just don't have the capacity required. Like, they are just way too small to really be viable. At least, like, building... Unless you build right next to the customs, then at that point it's maybe okay, but they are still wasting so much fuel going back and forth. So we're going with the horse transports. They're not going to be fast, but at least they have a decent bit of capacity. Like, they got more than 3 times the capacity of the 4Ts. Actually, almost 4 times with the 4-horse transports. And of course, with the horse transport, well, technically speaking, the horse feeding yards actually do work on all vehicles, I think. But they make the refueling cost a lot less. So we're actually saving a lot of money that way as well. But, like, if we were using the actual vehicles, or the proper vehicles, or the proper trucks and such, I wouldn't be using these horse feeding yard. It just... Well, it would work. It wouldn't make sense, let's just say. So, right, how are we working on the... We've got quite a few things that we are working on. Although, of course, we haven't started work on most of these too much. I think one of the things that we should probably prioritize is the wires. And then, of course, we're going to go out and set up this one to pick up a vehicle. And then unload it into there. And then go back here. So we get the digging crews at least at the ready. We'll probably have... we might actually go for... Oh, actually, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get one of the cranes in here. Those are still going to be very useful. So, road crane. We'll get the 2-horse crane, so it's going to be at least running a little bit faster. The road crane speed, it means that it only helps 3 workers. So, it's not going to be a huge effectiveness in that regard, but it's still going to be at least some help. And we'll get the 2 digging crews in there, and we'll have that truck that is carrying it around right now. Here, 2024. Our Lord, our Amish father has been proclaimed a great harvest. Something like that. Have we gotten a lot of gravel already? We've got 20 tons. So soon-ish... Oh, there's the digging crew. Once we get the vehicles needed in here... Actually, I'm also going to go ahead and buy the... Let's see, buses in here. So I think the 4-horse... Actually, we're probably going to go with the 2-horse ones. So we can keep the speed of everything kind of relatively the same. There we go, there's the digging crew. That one's going to go back to the depot, so we'll go ahead and buy a new digging crew in here. The good thing about this map is that we don't actually need to worry about winter at all, essentially. No heating, no road maintenance. Although the rain is still going to slow everything down quite a bit. Well, at least on the mud roads. On gravel roads, not so much. Like, I don't think they actually have much of an impact on gravel roads. The rains and all that. But of course, our vehicles are not really going to be able to go fast on the gravel roads for a long while. Like, once we start getting some of the steam vehicles, those are going to be going a little bit faster. Like, I think around 30. I could be mistaken. But, like, we will be getting those in, like, a few years. At least starting to get access on those. I think it's... some of them start at like 1905 or somewhere around there, and then most of them are already unlocked at like 1908 or somewhere around that region. So there's a bit of concrete go. So we're building quite a few things out admittedly. We should probably try to focus on 1 or 2 things at a time. We got the gravel over here, the wires at least. Another thing that we should probably do is get the... Oh, we got the stuff over there already. Okay, let's go ahead and launch this one again. Then we'll get send it back to the construction office. But it's right now. First, we need to deliver the stuff. Uh, 1 horsepower model, 2 horsepower, 4, 8, 4, 6, and 8. By so to have more horsepower for the really heavy work. Customer. Well, I know 3, 5, or 7, for example, makes the horse unbalanced. It does make them a little bit unbalanced, yeah. There we go. So that is a bit more concrete for the sawmill. We'll probably have these. I mean, the sawmill isn't too expensive. It does take quite a bit of bricks, but other than that, it's not going to be too bad. The wood cutting post is actually quite cheap. So we'll get that one in due time. So I suspect that, have we gotten... Okay, we've got a little bit of gravel. We need to still get quite a bit of that. But once we've done the groundwork for these buildings that we've started thus far, although we are going to add in one more. That is going to be the construction office there. Oh, actually. I suppose once we get rid of these construction offices, at least some of them, we can then put in a bit of a smaller one in here, for example. We might have to move that one off to the side then, but that's not the end of the world. If we even gonna use all 5 of them in here, to be fair. We might not. We might actually put one to the town. At least one to the town. Right, so there's some more concrete. How's the... Oh, we got 21 tons of concrete already in here. I mean, it's only mid-February, and we've already transported quite a bit. So this is why the horses are going to be so much better option than the 40s. That kind of just tells you that some of the mods aren't exactly balanced. For example, it was the American trucks that we had in the previous run. The big ones that we considered as the upgraded vehicles. Especially the ones that could carry 40 tons of open hull stuff. And they would be able to drive like 50 or 40 or 50 kilometers per hour, something like that. That's a decent bit. And like 40 tons was basically the same amount as some of the smaller ships that we were using. So we're not going to be using those vehicles in this run, I reckon. Okay, so we... Oh, yeah, we've already started getting stuff for the construction of this as well. Well, there we go. And let's go ahead and send this one finally over there, so that can start helping with the groundworks. We've got the 2-horse passenger ones in here. I will... Oh, right, actually. I'm going to remove the auto surge, and I'm going to cancel everything on this one. I am going to put in the component and worker pickup from there, and we'll go ahead and buy at least one open hull, or not open hull, a covered hull, a 2-horse wagon. So that way we can get build the components where we need, which mostly is going to be just the electricity stuff right now. I'm pretty sure that the sawmill doesn't require... No, it doesn't. And of course the logging camp doesn't require any components, so that does save us a little bit of trouble. But we can at least get some of the groundworks now started. Yeah, there we go. That's already taking the digging crew to the voltage wire, and after that it's probably going to take the second crew to the substation itself. While the first crew is still working. But they are going to do a decent work. I mean, they got... Basically, they work as 10 workers, so it's a bit of a... Kind of a cheesy way, I suppose. But it's, you know, very, very rudimentary excavator. On the other hand, they don't require food or fuel or anything, but they do need to be delivered wherever they need to go. Okay, so where is that one? Oh, wait, no. Is it going to refuel first? Oh, it is going to refuel. Okay, well, let's double check. Yeah, we've got plenty of crops there. If need be, we can get some more. But there's a bit of a rush hour here at the refueling station. Alright then. Well, yeah, true. We need to have some sort of excavator. I mean, there is also a horse-drawn variant. So, excavator. There is a few different variants over here, which actually have... Well, this one's got... Actually, yeah, no, that doesn't have that much better. So these all have actually less effectiveness compared to the digging crew. But they can move to their places on their own, so that kind of balances it at least a little bit out. But there we go, so that's bringing a bit more gravel in, and we're still using quite a bit of this. Although, where's that one heading to? Oh, it's going for the sawmill. We're another 3 tons, so we've got still a decent bit of gravel required in here. Oh, there's a digging crew coming in for the... Oh, it is going for the sawmill, actually. Well, there we go. The sooner we have that up and running, the better. Also, another thing that I might do as a sort of pre-measure... Okay, so we've got palm trees? Palm trees? Oh, jungle trees. Oh, there we go. Start planting a whole lot of these in here. We might do a little bit of logging on the across the border there, but they'll never know. Was to say that it was a storm, but that we cleared it out for them, just so that there wouldn't be, you know, ugly tree stumps left around, or fallen trees left around, you know. I'm sure they'll believe us. Okay, so there we go. The groundworks have already started at the sawmill. Still needs a bit more gravel and asphalt, but that's probably going to be delivered soon enough. Then what is the next thing that... well, I suppose this one doesn't necessarily have the same priorities. Okay, well, we've got the wire at least dug out now. Let's go ahead and assign this one into there. Do like one at a time with the workers, because we don't want to buy too much workers or hire too many foreign workers right now, unless we have to. Right, so we'll probably be using this both for wood and board, actually. As low are those holes on the muddy roads in the rain. I think it's about 8 kilometers per hour or something like that. They are pretty slow. But at the same time, like, it's... Actually, I'm not... Well, we'll probably see it in, like, the next few minutes anyway. We can double check, but I think it's, like, somewhere around 8 to 10 kilometers per hour. So not very quick, but it could be worse. Actually, I don't think it can be much worse than that, to be fair, in terms of speed, but, you know, We'll still say that it could be worse. Ah, right, we've started the groundwork for the open storage here already. We haven't done the groundwork for the factory connections yet, and for that we unfortunately need to use actual workers to do the factory connections properly. Like, once we've done the gravel portion for the asphalt, we need to actually use workers in there. It looks like the work at the sawmill is at least... Oh, yeah, we got all the resources for that, actually. Well, there we go. And then open storage over here is getting some work done. So at least some progress is taking place. We have yet to build the wire completely. We've got the resources there now, so we must be getting the workers here. I think right about now we're picking up some. Yeah, we've got 4 workers underway. That should be enough to complete the wire at least. It reminds me, we should probably go ahead and start importing some power. At least set it to import already, so we don't have to worry about that. We won't be importing large quantities of power, at least not initially. So we should be mostly fine. Oh, and there we go. Well, that was quick. Now the excavator, or the crane rather. That's, it's a crane, alright. It's a crane. But I do like especially one of the things that I really like about this Oz mod is how the legs are animated. If we go on speed 1, you can see that there's 2 sets of hoofs, essentially, they're rotating. And it's a really sort of fun way to do that, actually. Because, you know, basically it's just animated, or basically it has wheels that turn, same as any car or truck or whatnot. But it's got a bit different touch to it. And it's kind of fun. But there we go, so we're now at March 1900. Slowly moving forward. Well, let's bring a bit more gravel for the woodcutting post. Oh yeah, that's going to be the gravel required there. After that, we won't require too much more. But it's going to take a while for these groundworks to be done. But that's alright. Yeah, no, that was all full. This one's all full. That one's not actually entirely full. We could probably put something in there. But I don't know, do we really need to? Not necessarily. At least not right now. Okay, we've got 37 tons of gravel, so that's pretty good. Are we still... Yeah, we're still picking up some more concrete. But I'm guessing the groundworks, or the stuff for the groundworks on most of these places have been delivered now. So once we've done the groundworks, we could start upgrading the road over here already. At least that one, then maybe upgrade the road over there, and the roundabout itself, and so forth. Right, we haven't actually had the rain yet, have we? Oh, there we are. Right, let's have a look. What's the speed on this one? It is 8 kilometers per hour. Okay. I wonder if this one goes any faster. Oh, it's got... Yeah, it's still 8. So, yeah, it is not very quick. It'll do. And rains are going to be plenty on this map. Alright, so this one's going to be a very narrow connection over here, so that's going to require some workers in there. Actually, I suppose that's one of the things that I could start working on already. Because we know that we've got the gravel already waiting there. These ones... Oh, that one's too short anyway. And then that one can get the groundworks done, or, well, the gravel portion done with the digging crew. But both of those are quite busy right now. No, it looks like the dumpers are actually not that busy. So the question is then, I suppose... no, we're still going to be importing a lot of gravel. Although we got a decent supply already, 40 tons. But we are now picking up some workers for the factory connection in here. And it's probably best for us to actually wait until that's at least completed. And similarly, well, actually, that's going to require the groundworks right now. We've got a little bit of resources in here, at least, so we're not going to be in too bad of a situation. Also, is this... Oh, no. I think that's the same design. Just for a moment, I was wondering, like, is this some sort of different design in this map? But no, I don't think they have different sort of skins for the buildings, depending on the biome. Okay, we're down to 130 workdays on the sawmill's groundworks. And the open storage is down to 27, actually, so that will be done soon-ish. After that, we just need to get the resource in there and actually build it, but that's alright. So now we've got, oh wow, 24 workers in here. Well, at least the gravel portion is done quickly, and then we need to wait for 2 dumpers worth of asphalt. But it might be a little bit of waste of resources in here, or, well, work hours in there, let's be honest, but I guess it'll do for now. But yeah, these haven't done yet. So we might actually... Well, no, we don't have either one of the digging crews available right now. And is this one... I guess we could turn this into a slightly higher priority. But did we... No, we didn't build this one yet. I guess that's alright. Oh, we've done the groundworks for the open storage now. And then the sawmill is less than 100 workdays remaining. Okay, there we go. So there's at least some progress happening in there. That's what's going to be picking up the digging crew. I don't know where exactly it's going to be delivered next, but I'm sure that we'll find out soon enough. So the bus platform we don't really need too desperately yet. We can wait with that a little bit longer. One of the things that we might want to do, though... You know, I'm going to send one of the passenger wagons over there for the road depot. Just so that we don't accidentally deliver too many workers to a work site right now. Because, like, for example, this one, we don't need 24 workers in here at the same time. But we have gotten the asphalt in there now, so at least we can get some work done there. And I'm guessing, yeah, that's the only one that we're currently working with that. We haven't done... Oh, right, is that... There we go. There's the digging crew now at the substation. So that will be done in a very short time span now. And there's still 75 remaining on the sawmill. Well, I mean, it is at least getting some progress there. Yeah, that's going to be a whole lot of trees hopefully cut down in here. And then we'll get the iron mine up here. The iron process... actually, I think the iron mine is going to be right there, isn't it? Okay, it's there. We'll get a conveyor belt heading down to a iron ore processing plant in here. I don't know if I'm going to put it there. Or should I put it this way? Somewhere in here, and then have a pickup point over here. Oh, actually... Tricky. Could potentially split it up a little bit further up the hillside, of course. Let me just double check. Yeah, so if that's going to be the mine... Fortunately, since we can't... well, technically, we could probably use a little bit of money to do the digging in here, because it's within reach of the border. But I'm going to wait until we have excavator available. And then we're going to start planning out the locations. And then I'd like to have a sort of some sort of storage in here for the iron, like the processed iron, and then have a truck pickup position over here to then just start selling some of it. I don't know how much money it's actually going to make, especially with foreign workforce, probably not that much. So we might not do that until we actually have a population to work with. Alright, so there we go, down to 30 work days there, and that's another 11 workers for the factory connection. We have, oh, there we go, we've done the groundwork for the substation. Now we just need to get a bit more resource in there. I suppose what I could do is, I'm actually going to wait until the factory connection is done. I mean, they are already doing the rolling in there, they might not be able to complete it quite yet. Or maybe they are. Oh no, they will. So as soon as that is done... Actually, we don't need to wait until that is done. Go ahead and assign this one in here. Get the substation done, which is the components that we need there. We will be getting the crane in there as well very shortly. There we go. Thus far, we've spent $30,000. So not a huge... Oh, 30,000 rubles, sorry. If we used $30,000, I'd be a bit surprised. But 30,000 rubles... We've, well, we haven't actually built that much yet. We've got one factory connection, one power line. We've got some groundworks done at least. But that's about it, really. Ah, so there we go. There's a bit of steel coming for the storage. That will require some components, actually. Well, that's alright. We'll get the electric substation done first. Oh, and where is that one going for? Oh, right. We've done the groundwork for the sawmill now. Good. Do we have the... No, we don't have the digging crews there. Oh, we got one at the construction office now. There we go. And that one's going to require some digging crews as well. The wood cutting posts require another crew. So, well, there's going to be quite a bit of work to be done in here. At least we got on started. And yeah, I think we may need to... soon-ish. I suppose once we've done that one, we'll start to... Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, we've got a good amount of gravel. So once we've done the electric substation in here, I'll go ahead and start upgrading the road. Because until we have that one built, we'll be needing definitely a connection into there. And there's a bit of bricks going for the sawmill. Excellent. That's picking up some more gravel, I believe. That's about... Actually... is that the gravel? No, it's picking up some more bricks. Okay. I guess that works too. That's going to be picking up some more workers for the substation. There's a bit of work being done there already. Got a decent bit of construction workers up there. And one by one they're disappearing. But luckily we got the second wave of workers already underway. So there was a bit of a silence at the worksite, but only for a moment. We do have the 2-horse passenger wagon over there, but I think we're going to keep that as a backup there for now. And once we do need to get some workers for these two, well, once we've got the bus platform, essentially, we can then have it bring in some other workers in here. Not necessarily even constantly, but like we can send it in there every now and then. Also, once we get the wood crimpers, we'll need to buy a vehicle or two for those as well. Oh, there we go. The garbage stand is getting the connection, or the groundworks done already. And how is the... Oh, well, this might be sufficient. I think we might... Oh, and there we go. There's another rain. It's like at least once a month. Not that I'm surprised, to be fair, but yeah, it's a little bit of a problem. Luckily, they don't last too long. Sometimes. Oh, there we are. Now we've got the substation built. And that means that that one doesn't have any work to do. This one's bringing a bit of stuff. Is that going for more... Oh, that's bringing some more boards. Okay, I'm going to wait until that one's out of here. Well, at least once it's on the road, we can go ahead and upgrade this. I'm going to make this a high priority, actually, as well. Because I want to get that done ASAP. Afterwards... Oh, this was going to get stuck there, isn't it? Alright, then. Yeah, well, it disappeared. Or reappeared over here. But is it going to be delivering the stuff at all? I don't think it will. However, we can cheat this system. We'll send it to the depot. Then we'll give it orders to deliver the stuff over there and go back to the depot. And then we're going to put it back to the distribution office. So we still haven't gotten any of the gravel in here. I'm kind of hoping that we'll get that done soon, though. Right, so that groundwork is... it's not really even almost done yet. This one... Okay, we've done the groundworks at the construction office, so that's good. The sooner we have this one, the sooner we can combine at least some of those construction offices over here into one. Although I'm not entirely sure which ones we're going to put in there. Probably at least the open holes from here and the concrete wagons and then the dumper. So that's going to be 8 already. Then we could probably put in the... I don't know if we want to put in the crane there, to be fair. We could. The problem with the digging crews is going to be that then the open hole trucks are going to be probably busy a lot of the time. So the digging crews might not get delivered if we put it in the same one. There we go. The road work has started. Already almost 20%. That one's still working in there. We have gotten the resource for the bus platform. And over here there's still... Well, there's still quite a few things that we're working on. But once we have that, we can then start upgrading more of the main road in here at least. Probably also a little bit the roads going through there. And of course going to the open storage and going past here. There's going to be a lot of road work, I reckon. We're not going to worry about getting our gravel production up quite yet. Although, I think what we'll probably do is we'll get the road going in here. We'll probably put another roundabout in here somewhere. Probably right about there. And then have a road going down this hill, or out towards this hill. I would like to have a... I wonder... Can we fit an aggregate loading harbor in here? Oh, we can. How close to the border can we get it to? Actually, it probably doesn't matter that much how close we get it to. As long as we can fit it within short distance from the gravel processing, that's more important. But yeah, we'll have a little bit productions in here. For the, well, gravel-related productions. And then what we can do is we can start building the town in here. We might not even build the gravel production in here fully. We might actually work on the town first. And then once we have the town, we can use the workforce from there to build the stuff a lot faster. And then we'll need to probably get a construction office over here later on. That is going to deliver the gravel-related things to the correct locations. There we go. So we got, speaking of gravel, we got all the gravel for the road there now. The garbage containers stuff. Oh, it's almost done with the groundworks now. So there we go. We can't really... Oh, right. I wanted to go and empty this thing. You're going to unload. And then head back here. Off you go. We're running a little bit low on resources. Especially boards and bricks are running a bit low. As soon as the road is done there, we'll be able to pick up some more. There's not going to be the end of the world, just slightly inconvenient. Or at least a small delay, regardless. Right, so how's the... Alright, the wood post, we haven't done the groundworks there yet. The sawmill, we need a whole lot more bricks and boards there, and a bit more steel as well, admittedly. But yeah, that's going to take a little while. We've still got 37 tons of gravel, actually. That's not too bad. We can probably go ahead and upgrade this bit of road here soon enough. Although... it's not going to be that bad. It might cause a bit of detours initially over here, but it's going to be like maybe 2 weeks at most, I reckon, to build it. So it'll be fine, assuming that we have a digging crew available. Speaking of which, we got one waiting over here to be picked up. I wonder if it's going to be delivered to the woodcutting post already. Or if it's going to go to some other location. The construction office already has the stuff. We do, of course, need the digging crew over there. This one's going to be too short for the digging crew. Oh, there we go. That's been built. I guess what I could do... I'm going to go ahead and build that... that factory connection there as well. Oh, there we go. So it did take it to the woodcutting post already. That's good. And now that we've got that opened, let's go ahead and send this one back to the depot, which I believe is going to be that one. Yeah, that seems about right. Well, there's a bit of prefab panels going for the... Oh, right, for the garbage container. Yeah, okay. I suppose it does require a little bit. Is that steel going? No, that steel is going for the sawmill. Well, it's going to be most of the steel required there, then. I may need to go ahead and put the passenger wagon over here back. I think we are going to need more on the construction. I mean, if we have a little bit extra workers in there for like a once or twice every now and then, it's not really going to be that bad, I would say. Like, it's sure enough, it is going to be maybe a slightly inconvenient. Okay, so there's the... Alright, that's going to pick up some more prefab panels to bring in here. That should be enough prefab panels then. Oh, and the digging crew... Oh, there we go. So we've got digging crew over here, digging crew over there, and then we've got workers over here which act... Well, they have pretty much the same animation as well. Not quite, but, you know, very similar animation compared to the digging crew. Of course, these are spread out. These are, like, always working in the same area, but I could see that they may have been somewhat inspired. But honestly, I don't mind. It's a nice little touch. Okay, so there's another set of workers coming in, another 12 of them. So that should get us through the gravel laying portion. After that, it's going to require a bit of asphalt, which I think... Yeah, we're going to get that pretty much instantly. Well, I say instantly, but like there's going to be 2 wagons probably heading immediately to pick up some from the customs. But honestly, that should be alright. And now that we got the wood cutting this close to the border, it should be a lot easier to then do the exporting just with one truck. Or, well, one wagon, I suppose, I should say. Oh, there we go. So now we need to... Yeah, we got some people standing around there. Got nothing to do. Okay, that's bringing... Oh, that's actually... Oh, that's importing some more prefab panels. Alright then. These two are going for the asphalt. That one's delivering a tiny bit of steel for the garbage stand. Speaking of which, that could get some more work done there. We have not done the gravel portion of the factory connection here yet either. But that one, we've still got workers just standing around here. We should be getting some of the asphalt now. There's at least one. Oh, and actually, is that... Yeah, so it doesn't slow down on the gravel road at least. But of course, we only got one gravel road thus far, so it isn't really that great yet. But at least we got started. I do actually wonder. There's so much traffic going through here that that might actually be the next one to upgrade. It might cause a bit of traffic issues soon enough, but I think that's still going to be alright. Sooner we have that one built, the better. Now, I don't know if we'll have a digging crew available from the get-go, but we've got one waiting in here. Unless it's going for the bus platform, I think it might be available. It could be going for the bus platform as well, for all we know. But that shouldn't take too long with the groundworks. It's only 40 work days, so that's like 4 in-game days once they arrive there. That's a bit more workers. Did we get the... Aha, we did. Okay, there we go. So we can actually get the work going in here. Okay, there we go. Slowly appearing. Then once they're done this paving portion, then of course need to do the rolling thing of that as well. Oh, there we go. That's a lot more people. Should be able to get through most of this today. Or with these workers. Right, and we need another 3 more truckloads of gravel. It's going to be a little bit of detour to get into here right now, but I think it's fine. I have actually not had a look at that. Admittedly, I tend to limit my research quite a bit anyway, so I don't know if I need to make the research more hardcore per se, I'll be honest. But I'll probably take a look at that at some point at least. Okay, that's the garbage container's got all the resources already. The factory connection still needs a bit more work. I suppose one more wagon load of workers should be sufficient. Are we getting the... Okay, we got a vehicle heading in here. Oh yeah, there we go. Digging crew is heading in here. First of all, they need to go all the way around to refuel, and then they get delivered in here. But eventually they will be there. And of course, I'm just thinking that if I can get the road connection at least up to there upgraded, at least the traffic going to the feeding yard and all that is going to be slightly better. And then we can maybe upgrade some more over there. Split it up more. More text unlocking less thing at once with more dependencies. Ah, okay. I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure if I'll be taking on that yet. But again, I'll probably have a look at like how much of a splintering happens, because I've not actually ever researched everything yet. Anyway, since they added the research tree. But mostly because I start with fairly small, like, republics and all that, so I won't be able to do a research, like, masses quickly. Usually what I do is, like, at most I bring in, like, 100 people at the beginning and just let the population grow slowly from there. So it does slow down the growth quite significantly already, and thus I can't really do all the research. You might not be able to post it on the chat though. I believe I've got the chat settings so that no links can be posted other than by moderators or myself. Because there's been a whole lot of chatbots like, hey, buy viewers from here and here. And I just can't stand that. So I do apologize for the inconvenience, but... It's just... It is what it is. Ah, there we go. So now we need to get some asphalt in here. Of course, is that... No, it's just the open hole truck picking up the digging crew. We did get the factory connection there done now. And I'm guessing we've got... Yeah, we're not actually building anything else from there currently. Have we got on the... No, we're not quite ready to start the sawmill. Nor the woodcutting post. We could build the garbage containers at least. But like, if the name is Hardcore Research Tree, then I'm pretty sure that I can probably find it from the workshop. Once I get around to it. Ah, right, so the digging crew is already at the road, so that should be done fairly quickly. Ooh, right, we did start the platform now. Good, that shouldn't take too long to do the digging in there. And where is the steel going? Oh, right, because that road is of course blocked yet. Or for the time being, so it's going all the way around to bring some steel over here. Alright then. Now, the sooner we have these upgraded, the less we need to worry about this in the future. Actually, let me just quickly open that on my Steam, just so that I don't forget about it. So what was it? Hardcore? Research tree? Okay, I'll just open that. I'll have a look at that after stream. But there we go. So there's a bit more steel coming in. That is almost done, the road. That's good. And the bus platform will be done soon enough. We could, as soon as... Okay, there we go. Now that the road is done, let's go ahead and start with the garbage containers. So we can get at least a little bit more stuff through there. And then I suppose after that we might start on the factory connection. Unless we have some other buildings that we can build already. But there's still quite a bit of resource required on most of these. And actually, I'm thinking maybe buying a third. No, that's the dumpers. We'll buy a third of a wagon over here for the open hole stuff for the time being. That one. So we can get the resource in here slightly faster. But there we are. That's, oh, that's still a lot of bricks required in here. Well, never mind then. I mean, that was to be expected, to be fair. It's going to be very time-consuming. We could also get working on the open storage, to be fair. The sooner we have that built, and once we got the woodcutting post done, which admittedly only needs boards right now. So after that, we can then get working on the woodcutting already. Or at least, you know, get the vehicles in there. Maybe bring in, like, one set of workers, for example. Just cut down a whole lot of trees every now and then. And then, you know, just have the vehicles bring in the wood, and we can maybe start selling some of it. It wouldn't really be... Actually, how much would we get from wood? 9.16 rubles. It's not a huge amount per ton, so that would be like 27 rubles per trip. Minus a little bit fuel cost, but the fuel costs are luckily fairly cheap. Actually, how much is the purchase cost for crops right now? It's 18.5-ish rubles right now. Okay, so that's not too bad. Compared to fuel's 190, so we do save a lot from using the crops instead of the fuel. But eventually, once we start switching away from the horse transport, we'll then start phasing away the horse feeding yards. And we'll go for, like, well, first we might first upgrade into steam-based vehicles, which will then require coal as the fuel. Well, I mean, technically speaking, they require fuel, but there's the steam fuel thingamajig. Let's actually have a look. I have it, I think I have it somewhere in here. Hold on a minute, refueling. No, that's the horse feeding stuff, but I do know that I have it. Let's see, fuel station. Wait. Gas station, right. So that's the horse feeding. There's the small train coaling station. Steam plant fueling station. Then there's steam fueling station. It's basically almost the same thing. Slightly larger, this, I suppose. But yeah, this is probably the one that we'll be using at least some of the time. And then there's... Oh, this one... Right, this is for the trains, of course. So coal trains and all that. Of course, right now our train... well, actually, I don't think we can buy a train from here, can we? No. I don't think we can. Now, where was the rail connection ones? I guess both of these... I think, no, it was just this one, wasn't it? So if we do have a look at the available trains... Let's see, so the... Wait, hold on. Diesel locomotives? No? There's the track builders, I suppose we have. There's the disassembled. I don't suppose there is... Well, I suppose there's, technically speaking, also cargo wagons, but there's only the hopper and the livestock ones right now, so... Not a huge amount of rail transportation is available to us currently. I don't think there's anything else than that in terms of rail stuff, but they will be eventually unlocked, of course, so that will at least help. Right, let's get... Oh, actually, that's quite a narrow portion there. Oh, hold on a minute. So where does that... That opens up into this, both of these lakes here. That could be an interesting option. Yeah, so we might dig out that one at some point. That reminds me, do we have any... Oh, we got both the digging crews available. Oh, right, so let's go ahead and figure out the locations for the steel. Or the iron production, not the steel production. Not quite that far yet. Right, so let's go ahead and... have this facing over here. Might not be quite the best qualities there, but it'll be good enough, I would say. Let's have a look at the control lights. Oh dear, that is going to be actually quite painful. Let's rotate it around a little bit in here. Okay, can we make this work? I'm trying to make enough room for the road to actually get started. Once it gets started, it's going to be a little bit easier to then set up. Although there's actually... How else to place it there? And then if we were to plan the road in here... Oh, no. I'm going to make sure to stop the construction for now. Just so that we don't accidentally start building it yet. There we go, so we're going to have a road connection in... Actually, I suppose we could connect to the roundabout itself directly. I suppose, why not? Other than the fact that the power is probably going to be a bit of an issue, and also trash is probably going to be a bit of an issue here. I'm going to imagine that there's going to be a need for a... probably even a large one of these. Okay, it really doesn't want to flatten the terrain here. Probably a bit too steep of a hill. Well, it's not really that... It's a bit steep. But I've seen steeper. I'll pause for a moment while I build this, because we don't need this one quite yet either. I'm just planning ahead a little bit. Right, so we've got that. Let's figure out the iron ore processing in here. I suppose it could be somewhere around here. Yeah, I guess it will work. We'll need to figure out a nice location to put in the power, of course, on this end, but I suspect that it might be best to have it somewhere closer to the main road. In such a way that we can still reach just about the mine, of course. Because we kind of do need to reach that far uphill. There we go, so this... Oh, I just realized the road is going to be a bit of an issue over here. So we'll build that. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this one's paused. And this one's paused. And then we can go ahead and get a road connection from here. Can I actually... I mean, I suppose it's going to be a little bit uphill in there, but we'll get that at least started. And then let's go ahead, well, sort of plan out in there. And then let's go ahead and put in the aggregate storage in downhill. I think it's more than one will probably... Oh, it's got more connections now. Oh, brilliant. That's actually going to work quite nicely. I'm thinking of maybe putting it further down here. I've got a plan with this. Would be very, very afraid. But yeah, if we place it there. We'll suspend these. And then we'll go ahead and put in a truck loading. Right about here. Then what I can do is, technically speaking, the vehicle should be able to drive through that, right? I'm actually not entirely sure. I think what we'll do is we'll actually just rotate this around here. Actually go to that one. We'll go ahead and have a bit of a wider curve. At least up to that point. There we are. So there's at least room for a few more vehicles to connect to here. Let's go ahead and make sure that these do not actually get built. Because we don't need them yet. We're not going to start running these with foreign workers. It's going to be too inefficient, money-wise. And then we're going to get a substation. Actually, I suppose we could get the electric substation in here with a footpath instead. That actually reminds me, we will need to get some footpath connections from the bus stop. I wonder if we can have a connection all the way there. I don't actually know if this is going to be far. It's going to be about 250 meters, so I guess it's possible. Right, so let's go ahead and... Had a bit of ping in Discord, so I had to double check that. Right, so these can connect in here. We'll probably want to get at least some sort of connection to the road over there. Although, well, it's mostly just to have an access point into the footpaths in here. And then I suppose we could also get a footpath around this way. Ah, right, that doesn't really have a good connection there. Well, we could potentially just connect to these areas then, but we might want to upgrade that road first then. Also, let me double check that we didn't accidentally start any new construction work there. I don't think we actually did. But let's go ahead and put in the substation. Somewhere in here. So this would be providing power to all of these. That's something that we can probably build. But there we go. So we wanted to go ahead and upgrade this road in here. That shouldn't take too long. Assuming that it gets picked up. There we are. At least the dumpers have been assigned to it, so that's good. This one... This probably doesn't need to find any roads. Or footpaths for that matter. So we can actually just remove that one. And we did get the garbage connection. Okay, so we'll put in... We know that there's going to be some biological waste over here. Put like a few containers for that. We'll put in at least some for construction waste as well. Maybe put 4 for each. And then 8 for the mixed waste. Or 16, sorry, for mixed waste. That'll be more than enough. I don't suppose... Yeah, no, burnable waste is not some separate thing in there. There we go. Oh, right, so that's for the electric substation. We're already getting the... Well, I suppose that we got the digging crew there early, that's for sure. And are we getting... I suppose we got 2 dumpers heading in here. We do not have the digging crew heading in there yet. I don't know if we will have at some point or not. How much... Okay, so that still requires some more boards. This one's going to require some more... A whole lot more bricks and boards. And a bit of steel as well. I don't suppose the bus platform... We need a bit more steel in there, but then we can pour the concrete accordingly. Let me just double check. Was there any extra connections or buildings started? There's a substation, and there is the road. But none of these have started, so that's good. But we'll plan out at least the area in here, and I'm pretty sure that this one's going to be within... Actually, it is not within walking distance with the footpath that we have in here. Of course, we could just go ahead and upgrade that into a gravel footpath already. It's going to take a little bit of... Oh, well, there we go. So that's going to be within walking distance now. Good. Of course, we'll probably upgrade the rest of the... Oh! There's one fairly significant thing that we haven't set up in here yet. And that's sewage. And water, I suppose, as well. Okay. Now, of course, for the sewage, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Unless we have a collection point over here somewhere. Or like a switch over here somewhere to pick up both from there. And... Actually, that's not going to have much... Treasure Crawl, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. And then, of course, we can put in one sewage collection point over here. Well, I suppose that's probably going to be the only one. So I don't know if we want to then just... I guess right now it would be probably just easier to have just one collection point. So at least that's going to reduce the amount of buildings that we need to gather from. Because we're not going to build these anytime soon, but we are going to have these two built. Of course, that reminds me we do not actually have technical services yet. That's something that we do need to fix. I guess one of the things that we could do is we could just go for a... We don't need a huge technical service. To be fair, even the free one would probably be mostly fine, but we might want to go for a 4-vehicle one. Just to be on the safe side. And I guess that could be in... We'll build it over here somewhere. That way it's going to be a little bit more closer to down that way as well. When it's needed. But luckily it's only going to be for garbage and I suppose water and sewage. So... Yeah, 4 vehicles will probably be enough for a little while. But eventually we'll need definitely a lot more than that. Oh, because of the order that I put these in here. Hold on a minute. Let me take the construction waste containers out first. And that extra biological waste. And then we're going to... Oh, no. It still goes the same way? Okay, fair enough. Well, who am I to complain? Right, the road is almost done. So we can then go ahead and connect the footpath through here. We'll probably then upgrade that footpath entirely. So it's just getting one, well, a few things at a time, I suppose. We are starting to get some... Oh, we got the digging crew already on this footpath. There we go. It does require quite a bit of gravel. But that is going to be there then kind of a permanent solution. And we've got a tiny bit of gravel road already built in here. It ain't much. Oh, there we go. That's even more. There we go. So that's going to be at least slightly closer to get by. Actually, I think still going to be faster as you walk along the road. Fair enough. I suppose, well, if we were to get a upgrade for the footpath in here, and maybe that one, it might be slightly shorter distance. We'll go ahead and make sure that this one's a high priority, though, for the gravel. We need to... Oh, I want to build that one first. Of course, did we... Oh, we did do the groundworks for the substation there. There we go. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and build that real quick. We still need to set up the power line for it, though, so that's probably going to be the next thing. I'm just going to go with the max voltage wire in here. We'll go a little bit underground to make sure that it's not as much poking through the ground necessarily. I guess we can probably utilize the connection over there. There we are. So that's going to be another 10 tons of gravel required in there, but I'm sure that that'll get delivered in due time. Still need some more resources for both of these. And I suppose yeah, we need more steel for the bus platform. The footpath over here, that's... okay, that's another 11 tons of gravel, so that's going to be another 4 wagon loads worth of. But actually, considering they're not that far from... Well, okay, they're about halfway through, to be fair. So each one of them delivers one more load of gravel, and then, yeah, that'll be basically done. That's a bit of components coming in. I'm guessing now that we've got the components in here, these two will start heading out, and so will probably... Actually, the crane cannot go there. Crane is going to be too small, or too large for this substation. Okay, well, it's not going to be too bad to build it anyway. And I suppose we could, once we've done the footpaths in here, we could probably go out and start working on the factory connection finally. So that's another thing that we don't then need to worry about. Once we get everything in here sufficiently. How's everyone? I hope that Monday's not going to be too rough for any of you. Okay, we need another 1.4 tons of steel for the bus platform. So we haven't, yeah, we haven't gotten any in a decent while there now. That's going to be picking up some more wood. We do at least have a decent supply of resource in here, so the construction work should be at least... Oh, it's the technical services getting some of the stuff. Okay. Okay, so there's a digging crew in there right now, I suppose. Hello there, girl. Monday's the same as the rest of the week, but shops are open unlike on weekends. True, very true. So it's actually only 10 tons of gravel that we need for the wire in here, although it's going to take quite a while to dig that in, because we did decide to put it a little bit further underground, but hopefully that's going to cause less issues for the other construction work in here. Oh, there we go, so the footpath is almost done. I believe that's actually, once that is done, the digging crew is probably going to teleport back to the construction office. Oh, yeah, we're getting some work done over here. I think we're going to need one more set of workers in there. But then the substation will be done. That's good. Ooh, we need only 2 more tons of board for the woodcutting post. So almost there. Actually, what I might even do, I might just go ahead and buy another wagon. Let's see. Bus. I think we'll go with the 2-horse passengers. Trying to keep the speed of our vehicles somewhat same. Alright, so that's going refueling. Actually, that's another thing that we may need to consider here, is a refueling station. Now, we've got one already in there, so it's not going to be that long of a distance. But there's a chance that there's going to be so much traffic going through here that that might be going constantly, or like it might be not necessarily running out of crops, but it might be having some issues there. So if we were to set up another one somewhere along this road, maybe? Or something like that. Actually, we are going to have to get the road in here, don't we? Bit of a curve in there. So that's got connection already on that side. I guess that's fine. Let me just... Yeah, no, that's not started working. Good. Well, we haven't started on that work yet, so that's good. There's a bit more workers coming in here. But the digging crew... Oh, right, the digging crew started working on the wire now. Well, in theory, at least. Oh, right, and there's the footpath done. Good. We haven't done these footpaths yet. I guess those will be done eventually, at least. There we go. We need a bit more asphalt and gravel over there to do the rest of the groundwork for the technical services. That is going to be a fairly small technical service, to be fair. Let me just... Pretty sure that that was supposed to be the 4-vehicle one, right? Let's see. Technical services... Yeah, it is. Okay. There is room for 2 vehicles to load and unload in there, though. Okay, so I think the vehicle spots are going to be on this end, and then the loading are over here, judging by the picture. I could be mistaken, but I think that is the case. Well, fair enough. But yeah, so we'll have our iron mine in here. It's going to be close to the border, although, again, the problem is going to be with the capacity of the customs. So we'll probably want to try to make, well, some sort of shipping line for that. Actually, I do wonder, actually. And we'd probably have to have loads of wagons to do that. But we could put in a aggregate loading harbor in here and start loading some of the iron through there, so we can then transport a boat. It will cause quite a bit of traffic probably on the road in here, but I don't think there's going to be that bad along this road. This one's going to be probably pretty full. But this road, well, there's going to be a lot of traffic. I think there's, hopefully at least, it's going to be somewhat good or smooth sort of running through. I'm guessing that will probably help. And right, so none of these has started. Yeah, we did block those from even starting yet. Let's see. So we have. Oh, there we go. We got some gravel for the groundworks for the wires. Of course, since we did dig it 3 meters deep, it's going to take a little while to dig through all of that, but that's fine. That's why we have got 2 of these digging crews. The other one's still stuck at the technical service, to be fair, but we've got the resource for that now, at least for the groundworks portion, so that shouldn't be too difficult. Are we... Right, no, none of the dumpers are available yet. Must be still doing something. Ah, right, still the wires are getting a bit more. Oh yeah, there's at least about 2 truckloads. And I suppose there's also this one requires a bit of stuff. It might actually be some of it now, and of course that one's another thing that will require some gravel. So there's a decent bit of demand for it, and of course, well, we've got 50 tons in here at least. I think the next thing that we might do is upgrade this bit of road. I'm not entirely sure if that's the best idea, but it's probably not the worst idea either. So we'll upgrade that one. Into the roads at least, although I suppose once we've done the... Well, we did get the substation done in here already. These are all idle. I guess what I could do is I could actually start working on that one. Then maybe the open storage after that. We'll just want to get that one at least started. And I might actually go ahead and put that as a high priority. So we get the asphalt in there, because we've got the... We do need some gravel in places, but for the most part it should be okay. But there we are. We still got... we'll only spend about 40,000 rubles thus far. And I think if we can get the wood cutting going in a timely manner, we can start getting at least small income through there. It's probably not going to be quite enough for everything, but of course with the vehicles being so cheap, they're a bit slow, but they are at least cheap. The prices shouldn't... Well, the prices are probably going to start increasing slowly but surely, but the fuel cost is relatively low, so that's good. Oh, there we go. That's a bit more gravel brought in here. And how we... Oh, there we go. That should be... Yeah, that's some of the asphalt brought in. Now we just need to get a whole lot more workers in here, to be fair, but that's probably getting sorted out now. Oh, no, that's more asphalt. Alright then. Oh, now they're leaving. Now that there is actually stuff in here to do. So they must have improved the AI on the trucks then, or especially the construction office, when they actually send the vehicles to pick up workers. If there is nothing for them to actually do at the site, they're not going there for nothing. And I like that. I'm not entirely sure if that is fully improved right now, or if it's just luck at this point, but at least results are going to be better for us. We're going to save a lot of money with that. And, oh, we could build the woodcutting post already. The sawmill still requires a decent bit of resources. I think we'll probably build the woodcutting post first, then we can bring in a couple workers in there. And then after that we can go ahead and... Well, first of all, let's need to get this bus platform there delivered into existence. I guess it's... it is at least underway, and now we've got a decent bit of workers at the factory connection already. We can still get a bit more. There's another 12 coming in now, I believe. Yeah, there we go. There's 24 of them now. I'd imagine... Oh, and it's raining. I'm pretty sure it's not raining men, it's more like cats and dogs and frogs. I'm gonna go ahead and put in some signs in here, so actually... Let's rotate that around. There we go. That way we can make sure that the main road is allowed to go through slightly faster, or slightly easier, and thus the traffic itself is going to be slightly smoother in here. Now, admittedly, we still need to get that upgrade. The dumpers are still busy, so I'm not going to start upgrading out any further roads quite yet. But that one's done. That one's... Oh, right, we've got all the asphalt in here that we need. We'll be getting that one done... Well, I say soon enough, but it's underway at least. But yeah, I suppose that road would be quite useful to upgrade. And this is going to be a bit of a long road to the iron mine. Another thing that we might need actually here is a fire station. Technically speaking, a police station might not be a terrible idea either. Because this is going to be a bit far away from the police station of the town. So investigating crime, so like it doesn't actually need a whole lot of workers in there. But like having a few workers at least probably wouldn't hurt. And of course in this map we don't need to worry about heating really at all. I mean it's been basically pretty steady temperature the entire playthrough. At least thus far. Refueling, they're still... Actually, I wonder, if we look at this year, how much have we... Actually, let's have a look at the consumption. So can we... Oh, hold on a minute. Well, actually, I suppose it's better one is to check on the import of crops. So how much have we imported crops? Only 3 tons, actually. Oh, but that... right, it's not showing the exact time. Okay. Right, okay, so we can't actually... Oh, 1960. Hold on a minute. There we are. Nope. So during... or since March, we haven't imported any crops. Can we actually see the... No, still not showing the exact time. Oh wait, hold on a minute. So, if we go for this year, that's... So it says that we imported 3.12 tons of crops. I guess that's basically all that... So we basically not had to import at all. Well, I mean, 1 truckload in there. I suppose, of course, these horses are fairly low consumption of fuel. So, yeah, it's going to be very cheap in terms of fuel consumption. One thing that we won't have all that much is farmland room, I reckon. I mean, well, maybe over here we could maybe have a small farm. Possibly over there. Of course, we can then expand into some of these other regions, or part of the map, which won't have quite as many hills. Although that being said, we could probably put in, like, fields along here. Have, like, a small farm there. And just fill in this area with some... I think with the low or small tractors and all that we have, medium fields would probably be the biggest one that we can realistically speaking afford. So we could probably put in like 2 farms there, put in the farm building in there, and then like put in another 2 or 3 even, at least 2 more farms on this side. It might not be a terrible idea actually to start planning that at least. So I think we're going to use just a small farm. That's going to be 6 vehicles. Ah, right. The terrain is going to be a pain in the butt here. Nope, I saw it for a moment. Okay, so that will have to do. How much does it require stuff? It's a decent bit. We'll go ahead and suspend the construction for a little bit. Set up a road connection there. We'll... Actually, is that going to be within reach of power? No, it's going to be just about too far away. Well, I suppose we can always just put in another feeding station over here somewhere. But let's go ahead and figure out the location for farms then. Alternatively, we could just go with the small fields and just cram in, like, I don't know, 10 of these at least in here. Okay, there would be at least 3. I guess we can squeeze a 4th one in here. Or even a 5th one, actually. I guess that's alright. Let's go ahead and get a bit of a road connection from here. I guess that will be good enough. But I do wonder, actually, if these fields can already be farmed or not. It's not assigned to any farm. It requires workers... Okay, so it's August, but I guess it can be farmed pretty much throughout the year. It's not definitely saying that it's too late to... Okay. Interesting. Let's go ahead and put in a few more fields then. Right. I'm just gonna go with the small fields. I think that'll probably do. Another one over here. And then maybe one more over here. There we go, so that's already 8 small fields. I guess that's probably going to be good enough. There's not going to be a huge amount of crops, but we can get at least some to then utilize for the refueling of the horse feeding yards, and then of course to spend on a few other things. But mostly to get like a bit of food going as well, somewhere down the line. So this one needs to be built. I guess we can put this as a low priority and start the construction. So if they're not... Oh, actually, no. We're still going to suspend that. Because I want to get some of the road construction done in here. And I want to make sure that the dumpers are actually going for that one instead. So that's that was already assigned to that. But then it's now just going to turn around. Was anyone assigned to... Okay, the dumpers have been assigned to that. There we are. Now it's turning around again. Well, that's on me. Right, did we... Okay, now it is faster to walk along the footpath to get to the... At least... At least to the woodcutting post. It kind of feels that it might be using that road to get to the sawmill as well now. Oh, that reminds me. We haven't done the digging over here for the wire quite yet. We're almost there. In terms of distance, of course, there's still quite a bit of time that it will take. The technical service are... Actually, this one doesn't need too much priority yet. We've got the factory connection there. I guess at this point it might be time for us to start building the open storage. That'll be good. And the construction office still requires a little bit more stuff before we can build it. I mean, we could start building it already, but I don't think I will. Right, so let's actually figure out the location for another refueling station in here. We got a slightly bigger one. It's going to require a little bit of construction work to actually be operational, but that's hardly an issue. Question is, of course, where do we place it? It could be along here. Maybe actually we'll put it right about there, so it's a little bit further inland, or actually further away from the road, or the main road rather. But then it's going to be sort of an easy turn in there and then turn back into the main road. So it's not going to initially slow... Well, it does slow it down in the sense that the distance is longer, but it's not going to slow as much down near the thing. At least in theory. In practice, it might not be quite as quite as easy. But we shall see. Okay, we need another 4 truckloads of gravel in here. I'm sure that will get delivered in due time. Of course, no waste in here yet, but there's nothing that produces waste yet, so that would do it. Okay, we are almost used up all the gravel. We're almost there. They can already see it. They could basically throw a rock over there to the power connection. I think that's for the long-term efficiency, although the 0.01%. Yeah, something like that. Like, especially once we start having a lot of traffic around here, then having the connection over here be a bit smoother will definitely help. And also, it's going to be another way for them to then return to the construction office over there, for example, or the distribution office and all that. And plus, that doesn't require any power anyway, so that's going to save me a little bit of trouble. Although, it would be within reach. That one, unfortunately, is like... I don't know, maybe 10 meters too far away or something like that. Oh well. But now that we've got these farms in here... I wonder, so are these... No, these are not all close enough to the bus platform in here. Running those with foreign workers, admittedly, is a very bad idea. Maybe do a double road. I mean, yeah, I probably could do it. It would at least make the upgrading a bit easier. But this might cause a bit of issues. But I suppose we're not using this area yet. Yeah, especially like going out from there. But I think we are going to get the road all the way in here already. Doubled up in here. Because this one's going to go towards the town itself. And then we just need to connect this one in here. That's a bit of a short one, to be fair. You know what, before we build that, let's go ahead and upgrade this bit of road into gravel road already. So then we're going to easily just connect to that one. And this might not really require any better roads anytime soon. You know, it's just farm areas there. Not any, like, a massive traffic going through there. Oh, there we go. The open storage is getting pretty good progress in there, so that's good. Those are already done. We might also eventually upgrade the road through here into a double road. I don't know if, like, we might just start upgrading it to double road after, like, I don't know if there's going to be that huge. Well, there is going to be traffic, but I suspect a lot of the traffic that will maybe initially be going through here is then going to be used in... Actually, we don't actually need to have the harbor in here, do we? Because we are going to have a harbor somewhere in here anyway. Because we're going to... Well, actually, I don't know if it's going to be that one. Or we're going to have... Like, we've got the coal right about here. Let me actually show that again. We've got fairly good coal right here near the border. I think there... Was there any more? No, I think that was about it. We'll get about 60% in here somewhere. Yeah, that's 60%. So that's going to allow us to get a bit of mining done in here. We can maybe have the processing done on this way. And then have the pickup point there. And then we could potentially use trucks or something to bring it into a storage in here. And then potentially we can have the steel mill somewhere in here. If very long-term plans, admittedly. But if we get a steel mill in here, and then we can have some of the excess, like coal and iron that we might be bringing loaded into boats. Not necessarily very big boats, but some boats regardless. So we'll need to put in some engines in there. So this area needs to be reserved for a while, I reckon. Not going to build there too much. Oh, well, there we go. The open storage is done. Huzzah. Right, let's go ahead and limit the amounts. So we only want to have wood and board in here. There's going to be 165 tons of each. That's going to be a decent stockpiles at least. So not too shabby. No, the crane's going to refuel. That doesn't surprise me, to be fair. Oh, we have started working on the feeding station already. We've got all the gravel required there. And hopefully we'll get the road underway now. Well, it's still getting a little bit gravel. Where's the other digging crew right now? Is that still on the power line? No, it's not there anymore. Actually, reminds me we can go ahead and build that one now. There we are. So is the digging crew somewhere else then? Or is it underway here? No, it's not underway there. Oh, there's one there, and then there's one on... Okay, so... I guess no one's been able to deliver it yet there. I'm guessing... Yeah, no, now it's picked up, I reckon. There we are. But yeah, overall, we've got a small area in here. Now, admittedly, the crops, if we get the production going... Now, this is if it is true. Like, I haven't checked it out or anything like that yet. So we're trying it to... kind of blind in here, is that if we can do the farming on these fields like throughout the year, then we can get multiple harvests per year. So, I mean, not necessarily, but we might be able to get multiple harvests per year, especially if we bring in a bit of fertilizer in. We can get the fertility up a lot faster. And that way... I suspect that what's probably going to happen is there's going to be a bit of crop rotation, so we'll have like 1 or 2 fields at a time being worked on, and then they start growing, we work on the next 2 fields, and then the next 2 fields, and then by the time we start on the last 2 fields, we'll already done the harvest on the previous 2, or something like that. But that's going to be potentially... Oh, another thing that might not happen is... I just realised something. Since there's no freezing, the crops won't probably spoil in here. Which means that we could basically store almost well, probably not quite infinite, but nearly infinite amount of crops on these fields, perhaps. Well, it could be mistaken. I'm not entirely sure yet, but that could bring in a bit of exploitative methods about, let's be honest. Oh, there we go. That road is now underway. And, there we go. We need more gravel. But the horse feeding station is at least underway. Do we need anything else in here? Probably not right now. Oh, there we go. We did get the road upgraded. That is still set up accordingly there. We could potentially, if there's nothing... No, those are still busy. Okay, no mind then. Oh, that's about... Yeah, it's the horse feeding station, isn't it? Yep. That is the one. The technical service still needs some stuff. Did we have any other construction? I suppose we are working on the power line, yeah. That is almost done. We've got the grain there, so that does help at least a few of them work faster. So it should be okay now. There we are. Right, so those are the concrete mixers. So I guess the dumpers being still busy means that we won't be able to start upgrading this road yet. But that's another road that I kind of want to upgrade before we start using it a lot. Also, in the future, we are going to be using this road a lot. Also, that is quite a forest that we have here now. But honestly, with the sort of jungly terrain and all that, it gives me so much Tropico vibes. Admittedly, out of Tropicos, I've only played the... Well, actually, I've played 1, 3, 4, and 5. I never bought the 6. But there's a lot of memories. Like, the first time, like... We got a CD version of the first Tropico, like, ages ago. Back home. I did play that quite a bit. I remember having, like, a fairly small island. I think it was, like, one of the smallest islands that you could have. And just build up the entire island, essentially, with stuff like... There was a whole lot of farmlands and everything. And trying to kind of keep it operational. So it was a bit tricky, especially with the... I think there was some sort of logging stuff in that one as well, wasn't there? I think so. Admittedly, I haven't played that in, like, close to, I don't know, at least 15 years. Probably more than that. Alright, there's another 3.3 tons of gravel coming in. Right, did we... Oh, we've got everything in there, so we could just build that up, I suppose. Is there anything else that we need to build? Actually, we might build up the woodcutting post. And after that, maybe the technical... Well, actually, the technical services are still going to have to wait a little bit. I could turn those into medium priority by now. And then the feeding station. Did we get everything for the... Oh, we do have stuff for the platform. Okay. Well, I guess that's good. But yeah, the woodcutting post is something that we do want to build up. The sooner that we have that one, we can start getting the vehicles in here. To then maybe get like a few workers to start cutting down some trees. That reminds me, another thing that we still didn't do is get the sewage tank. And we'll also go ahead and get a water substation. I could have the water substation linked to the other one. Well, actually, it could be linking over here. Let me just double check. Is that going to be... Oh, it does need to be on this side to connect to the mine as well. Okay, well, maybe we'll just utilize the same connection over there. Actually, no, we're going to put it on this side. Because we're going to be approaching along this road to get in here. So that's going to be a slightly smarter location then. Makes it easier for the vehicle bringing in the water. Oh, well, there we go. The work on the woodcutting post has started. And probably it's not going to take too long to build that. Then we can start getting some of the vehicles and getting some of the production going. And after that, we can probably start with selling some wood. I do actually wonder... no, these are still very busy. I suppose the construction rate keeping the open hole distribution office is quite busy. I'm probably going to go get rid of maybe this one. I don't think we need all 5 in here. It gives a bit more room, and it's also easy to recognize which one's which then when there's less of them. Oh, well, there we go. I guess the roundabout is going to be another thing that we'll need to start. Actually, speaking of roundabouts, I'm going to go ahead and put some shrubbery over here. Okay, some of it's... I don't know how well that is actually going to work for us here, but we'll give it a try. There we go, less than 60 workdays on the woodcutting post. So that is definitely coming along fairly nicely. And the water substation still requires a little bit more asphalt. I suppose that at least has started. The sewage tank is... oh, wow. Okay, that requires a bit of resource there, but yeah, that shouldn't take too long. Oh, we got the digging crew still waiting there. Never mind. That's probably going to get picked up soon enough, though. Right, other dumper... there's one dumper idling right now. I could... you know what? I'm actually just going to go ahead and upgrade the footpath going through there first. And then after that, we can start upgrading some more roads. Oh, but there we go. The woodcutting post is almost done. After that, we can buy some of the vehicles in here already. I think I might actually go with just the one-horse vehicles, because they're going to be cheaper. The capacity on those is going to be the same as on the two-horse vehicles. But the reduced price and, of course, well, the speed isn't going to be that massive of an issue most of the time. It's, I suppose it does have a bit of a... no, I think we're going to go with two-horse wagons, actually. Right, so let's have a look at the... yeah, so the price difference isn't actually that much, but the speed difference is almost double. The capacity is the same, but yeah, if we buy 3 of those. And then, let's go ahead and give this an order. Go over there. You just load up some workers. And then go over here, unload. And then go back to the depot. That way, we can get some work done. That we might need to get another refueling station on this end as well. But we've yet to build this one even, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Is there... oh, right, so we are not building anything right now. I guess we could actually build that one real quick. If we've got the resources in there, it shouldn't take too long. Oh, is that the covered hole? That is the covered wagon, okay. I don't suppose there's going to be... well, actually, there are going to be a few places that will need it, but not too many. That should be fine. And I suppose if we get the feeding station and after that, maybe get the technical service, that's already got most of the resources in there. That shouldn't take too long. Oh, and we've got the road built in here, so we can go ahead and connect this one accordingly. We still haven't started working on the farm yet, but we've, well, I suppose we've got the concrete mixers, but that's pretty much the only thing that could be delivering stuff there right now. Well, okay, some of the dumpers maybe. You know what, let's go ahead and start on that now. At least get it slowly going. It's not going to be a huge priority. I suppose the, yeah, no, the fertility levels are slowly increasing in here. Not assigned to any farm. So I suppose that the benefit of these small farms, of course, is the fact that we can get them growing a lot faster. There's a lot less work, but at the same time, if we are actually going to be able to farm throughout the year, which is something that I'm sort of leaning towards now with my assumptions here, it kind of does mean that we could even go for a bit of bigger fields. Like maybe a couple more fields down this way, at least 2. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and continue the road through here. We'll probably have another roundabout in here, so we could potentially connect to that already. Let me just double check the control line. Okay, that's going to be a little bit uphill. Well, it's probably going to be okay. We'll have this be a bit of a larger roundabout. Radius about, or circumference about 200 meters. There we are. And get these two a little bit closer. Let's go ahead and remove the snapping. Actually, I don't know if that's going to work quite as intended. But I guess we can make it work. It ain't pretty, but it works. So there we go. So we got the roundabout in there, and then we can continue through here for the gravel processing areas. We might also do... I don't know if there's any resource on this hillside, actually. I don't think there's at least any iron. Or coal. Oh, that's pump track. Coal. Yeah, no coal in here. Neither on the Soviet side of the border. Okay, and pump track was there? I don't think there's any oil over here either. I know that there was some oil underneath some water. Was it underneath this... No, it wasn't underneath this lake. But yeah, the oil, we're not going to be making a whole lot of money through oil this run anyway. We've still got the same sort of house rule that we can only export oil after we spend a lot of money on fuel. Or maybe like... I don't know, maybe no oil exports until like 90-25 or somewhere around there. Or once we start having vehicles that actually use proper fuel rather than just utilizing the crops. Okay, so, oh, well, there we go, we got already some wood. How much do we have waiting in the... Oh, 200 more tons. So just one set of workers was already enough to get this working for a long while. We can stockpile it already in here quite a bit. We can actually have up to 215 tons of wood total. That's already going to be pretty decent, I would say. How's the... Right, that's bringing some more concrete. So how's the farm? Oh, we've got both digging crews there. And it just needs a bit more concrete, and then we've done with the groundworks. It's going to require quite a bit of steel and bricks and a bit of board as well to complete that work. So I guess we can at least get some of the stuff there. And then the sawmill... Oh, we got the resource for it already. Is there... Right, that would require some more components. I guess we might want to go and build that one then. And maybe the substation as well for the water. Because we have no one actually delivering stuff in here yet. So I suppose the technical service would be another one that we should probably assign to be built. Oh, the crane is already heading to the water substation. Alright then. Well, at least it goes somewhere. And we did get the footpath down there. Is the... Oh, the dumpers are idle. Alright then, let's go ahead and upgrade this road now. Since it's not really being used yet. Ah. Right, one of the things that we may need to do is get the fire station up and running. Or at least build up in here. So let's go ahead and just get a... Probably a fairly small one will do. So we're going to have it in... We'll have it over there. We'll have it facing a little bit towards the road. And then we'll just go ahead and get a footpath connection through here. There we go. And this can probably be a low priority for now, but we do want to get that fire station built. Another thing, of course, is going to be the platform. We'll probably start needing that soon enough. But we don't necessarily need to be sending a lot of people there yet, because there's not really that many places to go. There's only the woodcutting post. And while we probably have a decent bit of wood in the forest here, we don't really need that much. And there's still quite a bit of work to do for the trucks now. But once we have the sawmill, we can at least get some workers every now and there. And then, of course, we can utilize the... Oh, right, so I suppose it's probably going to be a good idea to bring in like a steady amount of workers in here every now and then. So that we can then keep the fire station up and running. I wonder if actually... I guess if we were to put in a small police station in here somewhere, it could be either along or further along the road here, or closer to here. Either way, like, we won't build it yet, because if we don't have the courthouse and prison, the police station is basically worthless in that sense. So we just want to make sure that we leave room for it, but we don't need to build it yet. But the fire station is something that we'll probably need a lot sooner. Right, so how's the road construction? We're still at 23 tons of gravel, which is going to be a decent bit of consumption of that right now. Oh, and there we go. The horse feeding station is done. Let's go ahead and assign that as a location to deliver to. So we can then refuel in there. And then I suppose the small farm in here that's getting some of the resources. The technical service do already have everything, and that, I believe that is already assigned. Yeah, it has been assigned accordingly. So that is at least... let's rename this to the workers. Just so that we know that it's assigned in there. There we go. So, the concrete mixer is heading... Oh, for the fire station. Right, that actually makes a lot of sense. Still need a bit more gravel in there. And some asphalt and... Well, yeah, gravel and asphalt. After that, it's going to be a bit of bricks and boards and some steel as well. But it shouldn't be too bad in terms of consumption. We did produce a tiny bit of mixed waste from the production in here. But it was only a tiny bit. I think it's mostly the sawmill that will produce the bio waste. And I think there's probably going to be some construction waste, but I don't actually remember. No, there's a tiny bit in there. But yeah, it's so small amount that I might not be utilizing the construction things yet. But I think that once the sawmill is up and running, then yeah, there's going to be a bit more of that. Okay, so we've got over 100 tons of wood already waiting in here. Now, this time around, since we don't need that for heating, we should be able to make quite a bit of money out of that. Or, well, turn that into board. Actually, let's have a look at the boards and all that. So, wood is going to be a bit more than 9 rubles per ton. And boards are 13. Okay, okay. I actually wonder. So what is the ratio again? I believe it's like, I guess we can have a look at from here. So the sawmill, it takes 18 tons of wood and provides 14 tons of boards. So I guess that's what, 7 to 9 ratio? So actually, what is that? Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Right, so if we compare the price of boards, 13.18, and divided by the wood price. Okay, so yeah, it's the value per ton increases by about 42% or 43% right now with our current prices. I suppose actually, yeah, if we go the other way around. And it's about 28% more wood required for that. So yeah, no, it's making a profit turning it into that. Of course, that doesn't include the cost for the workforce, but the workforce cost for making board is relatively small. Like, it doesn't require that much. Like, if we have a look at that, 20 workers can provide 140 tons per workday. I think that might be, well, okay, that's potentially, I reckon it's going to be like 20 of those workers will provide 1/3 of that, because they work for 8 hours. So 60 workers total, I guess, would be providing the 140 tons of board if there's enough wood there. Which is not necessarily a guarantee that there will be, but they could be. Right, did we get the... No, we haven't got the substation there yet. Right, this one's got the crane at least. And are we getting... Oh, we got some workers at the technical service. Okay. I guess we could go ahead and make this a priority. Just to make sure that we get the workers in here to get the substation done. Or at least get the crane out of there, and then we're going to focus on the others. We have started doing the groundworks of the fire station. I'm guessing that... Yeah, we've done the groundworks of the farm. So we'll probably get that farm up and running in... well, I don't know if we'll get that running today, but I reckon at least next session for sure. I think we're still going to go at least a little bit long. Well, like, we'll probably go over the usual 18 months total. So we'll end at 1st of July 1901. Oh, there's quite a bit of wood waiting in here already, and there's still a decent bit in the forest. So just 12 workers cut down so many trees that it takes a while to pick up everything. That's kind of the reason why you don't actually need to have too many workers at the woodcutting post most of the time. And it does reduce then the effectiveness a tiny bit. I mean, with just a... Oh, right. Max daily production per worker is 6.3 tons. Okay, so it would be like 60 tons per day, potentially. So you might need up to 3 woodcutting posts to run the sawmill at full efficiency, but most of the time you don't need it to run full efficiency unless you plan on, like, exporting massive amounts of it. But beyond that, it's not really going to be that bad. Right, so we've got still room for a little bit more, like about 60 more tons to be brought in. So I guess that is good enough. Oh, and there's the rain again. Luckily, these horses can actually go a little bit faster on the footpaths, even if it is mud footpaths during the rain, but the main roads, not so much. Oh, we got all the gravel for the road here, so that's good. Now, to be fair, if we were to start exporting wood, that would still give us a little bit of money. Oh, actually, the wood price gone up. Alright then. We'll still probably keep on transfer, or wait until we get the sawmill and then start exporting wood rather than the boards. Oh, sorry, export the boards rather than wood. Because that is still going to be more value per ton exported. Of course, initially what we might do is we might start delivering... Well, actually, no, I don't think we need to deliver too much board in here. What we can do is just give these orders to then pick up boards from there rather than from the customs. For example, I suppose we can go ahead and put in... Do we need more boards right now? I suppose we might, so I'm going to keep these in there for now. But then we can just take the boards away and we can assign that to be as a source. And then we're going to have another vehicle that is probably just going to do some exports. I don't know if we need to have the export truck going constantly, though. I suppose we could, but I don't know if we really should. Oh, it's November. It's still 20... It's still a bit warm. I will say, I might not want to live in a place which has this high temperatures all year round. Okay, so it should be done soon enough, the road here. And then, how's the... Right, they've still got some construction workers up there. Right, we need a bit more steel over here, so we can get the crane out of there. And then, I suppose the technical services, I don't know if that's going to be the next one to get the crane, or if it's going to choose the sewage tank because it's closer. If that's the case, then we'll turn that into high priority, and we'll just build these little by little. We are wasting a little bit potential by having... actually, I suppose... I'm going to go and buy another crane. Because I know that the cranes that we have aren't really that great. Get the 2-horse crane, so it's at least slightly faster. But that can then be assigned to wherever we're working, potentially at least. If there's room for more than one vehicle, I suppose. Most of the time, there probably isn't. But sometimes there is, and that way we can at least utilize the workforce slightly better. And of course, each one of those cranes only helps like 3 workers, so it's not really that much of a boost, even if we have the cranes there. Oh, there we go. They are already using the refueling station in here. Very good. There's another 12 workers coming in here. Alright then. Did we get the crane? Okay, it's going to refuel, and after that, I don't know if it's going to be going to the technical services, or if it's going to go to the sewage tank, and probably the technical service to be fair, because that's where we got most of the workers right now. And have we gotten the stuff in here? No, we still haven't gotten the steel. But it's on its way. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, we've got a full open storage here with wood. And we've got almost a full storage here at the wood cutting post. Right, another thing that we do need to do over here at some point is get a vehicle repair station. I don't know if we should put it on this side. Maybe over there. Or put it close to the bus platform in here. Or wait until we have our town over here built. I mean, we probably will start working on that once we get the sawmill done and the farm done, technical services, we'll probably start working the road going towards the town. At least have one of these lanes be gravel road. And then after that, we can start planning out the town in here. It's going to be relatively small amount of space, admittedly. We're probably going to have one road going through there, another road going down this way, and then somewhere close, but not right at the coastline. Then branch off to either direction. So this is going to be then the road leading towards the steel plant, I suppose. Okay, there we go. We did get the crane in there, so that's at least speeding up some of the construction work there. And now we just need to get a bit of workers in here, which are now on their way. I don't know if that's going to be quite enough. It might actually be. More or less, because it's going to be like about half of it's going to be done by the 3 workers held by the crane, and the rest of that is going to... Okay, it might not be quite enough. Like, it might be like 1 or 2 days short, or it might just about be enough, depending on the productivity of the workers. Oh, there we go. The fire station is getting some more resources. Of course, we still haven't built the bus platforms, and that's another thing that we need to still build. But I guess we'll get the technical service first, so we can get the garbage collection, or, well, I suppose mostly the garbage collection, and then of course the sewage and water deliveries. That's going to be the main things that we need right now. Well, there's the people coming to work at the water substation. That might be enough to complete it, as I stated already. We did upgrade that road now. Good. So the dumpers are now idle. Let's go ahead and get another road upgrading in here. Nope, someone's driving through there. But then we'll probably turn the eastern lane, or eastern part of the road, into gravel, or start slowly upgrading at least in here, if there's nothing else going with the dumpers. Like, there's not going to be that many new buildings that will start for the time being, so it should be mostly fine. Eventually we'll get, you know, all of the iron mine done, but for that we want to utilize our own workers, at least to run it. I don't know if for the construction... I wonder, actually. I could potentially have a road just go across the hill here. We might do a bit of a squiggly line then there, and then go on the other side. So we could potentially have a bit of a shortcut for the mine. I'm not entirely sure how effective it's going to be. In this particular case, anyway. Right, we've used about $60,000 or not dollars, rubles thus far. Which, admittedly, considering that we're about through the first year, it's not that bad. If we do have a look at this year total, okay, if we have a look at all time, maybe over here we can see slightly better. So we've spent 12,000, well, 12 tons of crops right now. Oh, it's showing up to 1960 right now there because of the... Technically speaking, it started at the 21st of February, 1960. And we haven't gone through a full year yet, so it hasn't updated the numbers there properly. But once we get to the 1st of January, it would probably update it properly. But yeah, so I suppose of the import steel is the biggest one. Then asphalt and gravel and bricks are pretty large, comparatively. And after that, there's a bit of concrete, components, boards, more components, then crops, fuel. So actually, we've spent about the same amount on crops and fuel, interestingly enough. And then a bit on prefab panels, and we've spent we've bought 13.37 megawatt hours of power. Well, that's quite nice, I suppose. But yeah, that's 5 rubles for that. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten around to do any exports yet, but that's probably going to change soon enough. So these are all full. Not all full, but all full. Oh, did we get the water substation by now? We did. There we go. Of course, we have no water in there yet. And then we've got this one hopefully underway. Is the... Oh, right. It's probably on the... Yeah, we've got another crane there. Well, I suppose whichever one gets built first, that's fine. I suppose it's probably going to be the technical services. I do wonder how well it's going to work with the sewage tank being uphill from all these buildings, to be fair, but I'm not going to question it. Like, I know that mechanically speaking it does work, but like... Would it though? There's the steel required for the fire station. Still need a bit more bricks and of course boards. That is underway. We've got the road built up for the open storage. We could potentially just start selling some of the wood, but I don't necessarily want to cause too much of a traffic. Okay, we may have screwed ourselves with the visibility in here right now. It's actually, if we close that, okay, so there's nothing in there right now. Luckily, vehicles-wise, so there's not a huge traffic currently, but that's probably going to change soon enough. We don't question video game physics in this house. We sure don't. Well, we might sometimes, but usually not. Right, let's go ahead and... Oh, right, so all of those are idle. Let's go ahead and... I'm going to make the roundabout first. It almost feels natural. Go ahead and get a bit of a... signage in there, and that's going to have to be rotated a little bit. Here we are. Fortunately, we can't put a sign there yet. There we go, so there's a bit more bricks going for the fire station. Still is a whole lot of it too. And how's the construction work? So the sewage tank and technical services are both still waiting. That one's still 100 workdays away. So it needs a bit of extra cost there. And the sewage tank, it's only 7 workdays to actually get to the next stage, but... You know what, I'm going to make that a high priority. I want to have that at least to start gathering some of the sewage. There's not a lot of it to gather up yet. Actually, basically nothing. Interesting enough. I suppose there also hasn't been any water in there, so that might have something to do with it. Okay, so yeah, the technical services over here are at least underway quite nicely. We have got on the resources to get the first, or well, technically being the second stage of the farm building. And there's going to be at least 1 or 2 more after that. So it looks like, yeah, no, the facilities are actually pretty good in here. Okay, this one's the lowest one, at 77%. I'm sure they will be increasing over time. Maybe that was the last one, I think. No, actually, it wasn't the last one. These were before that. But I suppose it could be that the building itself was kind of reducing the fertility of the field a tiny bit. Or the nutrient levels, at least, of the field a tiny bit. So this might be the weakest link of the fields that we have right now, I guess. Yeah, it's not saying anything about too late to sow the fields or anything, so I guess we can do year-round farming, which is quite nice. I reckon, actually, as a kind of complete opposite, that Siberia map would probably make sure that you can't really do a whole lot of farming per year. Like, you might be able to do just a little bit, but you need to basically instantly then bring the crops in. Well, actually, probably does have about 4 months of growth time there. So yeah, like you wouldn't have too much time to then pick up the crops before they freeze and wither away there. Okay, yeah, so that road is almost done. After that, we'll continue the work on the roundabout at least. Actually, I guess I could already start doing some of... actually, we're not going to do the roundabout next. We're going to do a little bit of the road towards the farm. Partially because I don't want to cut off both of the roads for the fire station right now. While we're still getting stuff in there. But this is going to require 69 tons of gravel. That's quite nice. But also it's going to be a little bit, well, relatively speaking, a bit pricey to just import all of that gravel, but it's not really that bad. Especially once we get this sawmill built. Admittedly, that's still going to require a bit of work. Ooh, the technical services are almost done. That's quite nice. It's going to be a little bit more workers brought in there, which are probably already on their way. Oh, we need to get some of this road upgraded so we can make sure that the traffic can flow through. Right, well, I'm sure that we'll get that sorted out eventually. And there's picking up some more gravel for the road. That's, yeah, there's going to be a lot of traffic around here right now. To bring in the new gravel and, of course, then bring the gravel from here to the road. Oh, and that one's going to be done. Yeah, we got 8 workers there total. There we go. Right, so let's go ahead and just assign everything in there for now. We need to get some vehicles, so we'll want to get a... We don't need a snowplows right now, luckily. But a sewage wagon and a water wagon. And then, let's see, 2-horse waste wagon would be a small container, so we'll get one of these. And then large container platform. Oh, is that so? That's 3.6. Oh, right, that's a small one. Okay, so yeah, we want one of these. It's got faster speed than the rest of them. So there we go. So we are at least dealing with the garbage collection now. And of course, we'll have someone bringing in the water. It might take a little while before it gets there, because first it needs to be exiting from there. It goes to the depot. Or, yeah, I suppose we can call it the depot. And then goes back to refuel. Actually, it's going to refuel over there, isn't it? So it doesn't need to go all the way there. But then it needs to go to the customs to pick up some water and deliver it. So it will be a bit of a... Well, what to say right now. Also, one thing that I realized fairly recently, I think I probably saw that on a video or something, but you can actually write the distances, and that's something that you've been able to do for a while. I wonder how large are the number... Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Let's put in, like, I don't know, 2,500 for now. Probably going to be more than enough. But it's only ones that allow you to change the range that you can write it on. Which kind of makes sense, but like hospitals and fire stations and such, I don't think you can change that. They've got their set range, and they'll stick to it. Right, so that road is going to take a while. We do have the other digging crew still available. And I suppose these are... No, they're still technically speaking working the sewage tank, but they might be waiting... Oh, but they're waiting for a tiny bit of steel there. Alright then. Well, I could guess another thing that we could do. Start working on the bus platform. The sooner we have that one built, the better. But of course, then we're going to utilize that as the location to bring the workers. And we're going to split the workers between, like, the fire station to help construct that a little bit, for example. Or, you know, keep that running. And then, of course, with the woodcutting post getting a tiny bit and the sawmill getting probably a little bit larger bit. And after that, I guess there's also going to be the iron ore processing plant. Well, we could potentially start working on the iron mine a little bit, like just start getting some of the stuff in there. It's going to take a whole lot of time to build it anyway. I'm going to turn that a low priority, so if we don't have anything else, we'll deliver stuff there, which is probably right now just the concrete. But at least that's going to give us a bit of work done there. And like, once we start bringing in some of the workers, if we can have a little bit of workers running the mine, or at least help build the mine first, and then once the mine is built, we're going to have a little bit of workers at least going in there initially. Once we start getting our own town built and all that, we can then get a whole lot more workers admittedly in here. Keep all of these running. So basically, the mine is probably going to take like a good half of the workers that are brought in here. And then after that, it's going to be the iron ore processing plant. It's going to take a little bit. The fire station is going to take a little bit. And the woodcutting post is probably going to take a very small bit. And then the sawmill is going to take a little bit larger bit. But yeah, that's going to be... Oh, right, there we go. We've done some work on here. We still need a bit more steel. But we did get that one built. Did we get... No, we haven't built the sewage tank yet. We're getting there. And there's a whole lot of rain. Ah, there we go. So the iron mine is now getting some stuff there. It is admittedly not necessarily the easiest road to go up. I mean, the initial start on that road isn't too bad. But once you get to midway point, it starts to get steeper and steeper and steeper. Actually, I do wonder. If we get down here... I'll zoom in a little bit. Well, it's definitely on a hillside, but it's not actually that bad most of the way. Over here, we can see that it is a bit steep. I don't know how steep... Actually, I guess we can actually check how steep that is with the measuring tools. So we start from this point and go to the... Actually, let's go ahead and set up a point there as well. So on a span of about 125 meters, the height goes up by 20 meters. So yeah, it's a little bit steep. I mean, insanely bad, but yeah, it's still quite a bit, admittedly. Oh, there we go. So that's at least slowly getting some work done. We've got, of course, the roadworks over here. We still need a lot of gravel. That's going to take quite a while. Once we build the mine, we might need to... Actually, we'll probably just use the mine initially as is. So we'll probably sell some... Actually, how much is the iron ore worth right now? About 7 rubles per ton. So not a huge amount. Actually, it's quite a small amount. The iron itself would be worth about 16.5 though. But how much can the iron mine actually produce? Max daily production per worker is 4 tons. I believe it's reduced by the quality of the source. So it'd be like 2 tons of ore per worker per workday. Or like per worker in their, on their shift. So that would still be... Let's see, so it was 6.5, that would be 13 rubles per worker. How much do they cost right now? It's on average 9.5 or ish. By the time we get that bill, it might be closer to 10. But admittedly, at that point, the iron price may have been increasing as well, so that reduces the profit margin quite a bit. I might be a little bit wrong on how much exactly it's going to be. But yeah, I suppose actually, no, it's almost 14 that we'd be getting per worker per workday. 14 rubles of actual sellable product. So I guess there's a little bit of profit margin in there, and the fuel cost is quite small with the horse transport. So that kind of helps. Then of course there is going to be the kind of the maintenance cost and everything else. That actually reminds me, we still haven't set up the vehicle maintenance anywhere. Which I guess we might want to start planning a location for that. Just a small vehicle repair station. Where could we... Technically speaking, we could build it in here somewhere. I'm gonna make sure that we don't actually build this yet. I'm just gonna plan out the location. Then we could go ahead and put in a vehicle... Or, yeah, vehicle depot. Let's go ahead and take, That's a trolley bus, we don't need that one. I guess this one will do. If we can actually squeeze it in here. We don't have a free excavator, alright then. So the digging crews are in fact busy. How bad is the control? Okay, so it's, No, it would have to be facing this way. Well, let's go up the excavator. We can... oh, well, one of the digging crews free. Which unfortunately we do not right now. How? We've got one on the road there, and I believe the other one is... actually, where is it? We haven't built the sawmill yet. Of course, it wouldn't be there. Right, now that we've got something going on. There's the road there. Oh, it's probably on the mine, isn't it? Yeah, it's on the mine. Okay, fair enough. So I guess once we've got this road built, then we'll be able to do the terraforming over here for the vehicle depot. But that way we can then have the vehicle repair station. We're close vicinity of the bus platform there, so we're going to use also workers from that to run the vehicle repair station. We don't necessarily need a whole lot of workers in there, but enough to occasionally fix the vehicles would still be fine. Actually, I think I've got a different variant of the vehicle repair station, to be fair. That is more fitting to the thing. Let's have a look. Repair station. Yeah. Horse veterinarian. It's a bit smaller. Oh, can we... We got the vehicle depot over there. This would be too far away from the bus platform. But you know what? We are going to get rid of this one. It feels like it would make more sense to have that one. instead. So I guess if we place it in here... Let's see if we can't put in the vehicle depot in here as well already. Or, actually, if we remove this one first... How do we maybe put in the vehicle depot? Oh yeah, we could put it in here. There we go. Squeeze it a little bit further back there. I'm going to pause for a moment because I do not want this to actually be built yet. But then if we get the turn, I'm going to put this as one of the favorites. Okay, yeah, we can squeeze it in here somewhere. Oh, but this doesn't have the footpath connection at all. Okay. That's going to be a little bit tricky then. In which case, we might want to have it connected to something like this. And get the road connection through here. Could we actually connect to that same bit of road? I think we can. There we are. And then we're going to go ahead and put a footpath connection here as well. There we go. But before we build this one, we'll suspend the construction for now. And we will go ahead and put in a upgrade for the road over here into gravel road. That should be, yeah, it's just one section there. We'll keep that as a low priority for now. We don't actually need it quite yet. But that is going to have probably at least a little bit of traffic in here. And of course the vehicle depot as well is going to have some traffic. So definitely both of these roads will be needed to upgrade and all the way to the roundabout. Not necessarily immediately, mind you, but somewhere down the line. Right, we've got all the gravel for the road there, so... Oh, yeah, the dumpers are still rather busy. I'm not entirely sure. I guess, did they already start heading for this one? There's at least one heading in here. Oh, but no, they were bringing stuff for the iron mine. Right, there we go. So we're getting the groundworks done here. So we'll eventually build the mine. And did we... Alright, so we built everything in there. Do we have... We've got the bus platform already done. With the sewage in there. So let's get working on the sawmill, shall we? Once we have that built, we might actually want to still upgrade the road in here. But the downside with the way that we place the sawmill is that we don't actually have the footpath connection over here. It's on the backside, and that's inaccessible unless we build a bridge or something. And that's probably not something we'll be doing. So in other words, unless we want to make a whole lot of work on making a tunnel in here, we won't be able to utilize that. But so it's just we don't necessarily want to have people working in here yet until we have the road upgraded there. And then probably this road as well, admittedly. Right, the crane is heading to the sawmill. Can we actually have both? No, we can only have one of them. Never mind. Well, it was worth a try, I guess. We do have the stuff for the fire station already, so that's good. Right, are we... We've got all of that. The dumpers are still busy. I guess we are going to need... It's going to be a whole lot of concrete, actually, that we'll need in here. And boards. And steel and components. But the groundwork stuff is, rather the dumper stuff is not going to be needed any further on the iron mine. So, oh, right, yeah, we're getting the road already. Well, that's good. Oh, now that we are in the... Okay, yeah, there's a bit of a long distance with the start of the year and the end of the year. But sure. If we have a look at the all times, I suppose that's going to be the better option right now. So... Steel we spent 18,000 rubles for, which is a pretty decent chunk of the the expenditure rather. Of course, vehicles also cost quite a bit overall, and manpower's been a bit expensive. Well, the total is about 71,500. Of course, you know, we will not be getting that much export from just the board, but I suspect that we don't need to import a lot of vehicles right now, so that's going to be at least reducing some of the expenditure. Similarly, well, I guess we do need to buy a few vehicles every now and then, but not too many. Like, comparatively, there's going to be a lot less purchases this year for vehicles, other than for the farm, I suppose. Speaking of which, how much do crops pay? Crops, we can sell for almost 18 rubles, actually, per ton. Okay, so that might be the big moneymaker that we can get to right now. At least somewhat easily without any sort of, at least any sort of meaningful worker input. Like, the vehicles can deal with this quite easily. Well, once it's built. But I think we are probably going to start working on that. Well, once we got the sawmill, and probably the fire station. We don't actually need these two quite yet, so those can kind of wait. I'm gonna make sure, yeah, let's stop construction, that stop work, or we'll stop working on that one. So there's the road, which is almost built there. Then there's the other road over here. There's the sawmill, construction office. Oh, right, this one should be probably built soon enough. Is the sawmill, no, it's not even halfway done yet. Never mind then. But we can see the... Actually, are there any workers there right now? There's no workers there right now. There's also quite a bit of trees nearby, so there's definitely room for some work remaining for the woodcutting post, that's for sure. That's importing some more gravel. And we've got plenty of resources there, so actually, now that we've got extra... I'm probably going to go ahead and buy another 4-horse dumper. It's going to cost us a little bit, but it's going to allow us to then import the gravel a bit faster, so whenever we use a whole lot of it, it will increase the traffic at the customs, mind you, but I think that's fine. Oh, there's another 3 tons of concrete coming in. Oh, right, so we've done the... Oh, right, okay. Concrete pouring, that's probably going to require a crane to work there. So that's going to require quite a bit of resource there. Oh, right, and the garbage stand we haven't actually started working on yet. Oh! A steam car using rubles. Alright then. We're not going to be buying the steam cars yet. Well, somewhere down the line though, we probably will. Let's see, so there's the 3 tons of steel going for the iron mine, so that's, well, it's almost a quarter of what we need right now. There's another 3 tons of steel heading in there, so I guess the iron mine is coming along surprisingly well. Although, once we get to the tunneling stage, that's going to take a whole lot of time, and it's not going to be done anytime soon. Ah, right, but we did get the road done in here. Can I actually go ahead and put in the... Okay, so it would be 4, should be a priority, and that's going to be a yield sign. There we go. So we can at least have the signage along the road already, at least partially done. But this time, definitely we won't have quite the same problem as we had previously with the money. I mean, big problem was that the vehicles that we were using were just so bloody inefficient that we couldn't really do much, honestly. So this time around, at least with the horse wagons, while the speed is not great, but it's not that much slower than the 4Gs, but the capacity is like 3 times compared to the trucks that we had, so, yeah, it could be worse. Also, is that... Okay, so that's the bushes grown in there. Actually, I do wonder, how does it look from... Okay, so it blocks a little bit of the view. Let's actually go ahead and hide the UI. It's also a bit of tall grass there, to be fair. Right, there we go. So that's... Oh, yeah, that's picking up some more workers going for the sawmill. So at least that is slowly progressing there. We've got 1 crane there. Unfortunately, we can't fit a second one. And it's not going to be particularly effective in doing what it needs to do, but it does at least some work there. Oh, and yeah, the nutrient levels are still slowly climbing up in here, so that's good. I believe we've got the sewage already sorted out. Yeah, there's not much in there. Of course, there's not been a lot of workers around either, so that explains it probably. We could get a bit more water in here, but I guess it's kind of good enough for now. You know, they're not delivering any further than that right now. And we don't need winter maintenance, that's for sure, because we've still got over 20 degrees in here in January. Oh, we've got quite a bit of workers in here. Hopefully that's going to result in some speedy construction. I suppose we don't need to bring in any more workers for the woodcutting boats yet either. We could bring in workers for the bus platform directly, but I don't know if that's really required. I'll be honest. It might cost us a lot of stuff, or a lot of money bringing the workers here for doing basically nothing right now. So I guess it's best just to wait. Right, so we got that road built. This one's soon to be completed. And the work at the iron mine, we've got some other resources there, but of course that's going to be a crane and workers required in there. So we won't be building that quite yet. The sawmill is still waiting for stuff. Are we? No, that's the only thing that we're currently constructing. Alright then, and the dumpers are actually idle. So I guess we got a lot of gravel available. Let's go ahead and upgrade a bit of road in here, shall we? That's going to cause a bit of, well, not necessarily traffic jams, but it's actually going to divert the traffic to go on the gravel road rather than the mud road, which does mean that it's going to be slightly better during rain. Beyond that, well, I suppose it does also, I think at least, it does reduce the wear and tear that the vehicles take. Which actually, how bad is the situation? We're probably not that far in. It's 10% on one of the buses, but that's about it. Also, is this year... Okay, so this year is at least calculated correctly. Last year... I mean, the numbers are shown correctly here, but the start of the year is not exactly correct. Alright, so there is a bit of gravel there still. So is that outright? That's the unfinished road over here that we're getting that stuff already. So it's only going to be just one truckload of it from each of the wagons there. And then we can basically complete that already. I mean, it's going to take a little while, but at least we can get started on that. The sawmill is now, well, it's 72% done. Still requires a lot of workers there. But at least it is being built. And once we have the roundabout built, we can set up the traffic signs there correctly, so we can make sure that they utilize it accordingly. And that should also allow the traffic to flow a little bit smoother, although right now it doesn't seem to be a catastrophic situation yet. But I suspect that eventually there's going to be quite a bit of traffic moving through here. So we may need to do some restrictions or whatnot. Also, is that... That's a pretty steep road there, or steep hillside over here. I was wondering if we could indeed get a road going up the hillside here, and then maybe do a bit of squiggly lines in here. We could make... Ooh. Well, we wouldn't be able to do that yet. But we could have maybe some sort of sightseeing tower up here eventually, and then just have a cableway going down to the town. But of course, we don't have the town nor the tech to do the cableways yet, so that's just a long-term planning. Or not really even planning it, just brainstorming really. Hey, we're down to 205 workdays on the sawmill, so that's good. Right, so actually I do wonder, is there anything on this mountain that we know of? Not... Oh, well, it's not really a mountain, it's more a hill. But no coal at least. I don't think there's iron in there either. Oh no, there's pretty good iron source over here. Okay. So in other words, we are going to do a whole lot of mining in this map, I reckon. Well, I suppose considering that there's going to be rather limited room for farming, although if we can do farming all year round, we don't need as large of an area for the farms. So that does kind of help. But yeah, if there's iron mine over there, let's double check this hillside actually. Is there any iron in this one as well? No, okay. There might be coal. No coal on here. What about on the other hill over here? There's a bit of a long hill, but no, it doesn't seem to have any coal. Nor do we have any in this one. So I guess the only coal that we have, or we know of right now, we haven't of course scanned the entire map yet, is down here in the corner. It's, oh right, it continues outside the borders as well a little bit. It's not the worst, it's got like 60% at least we can get just about somewhere in here. I don't remember where exactly it was, but we did find the 60% sweet spot at one point. But yeah, we can get some coal mining in there. It's easy access to water in there as well, so we're going to use ships to transport the coal at some point. Right, so at least that's... what about the pump track? Is there any oil around here in dry areas, preferably? I think... I don't remember where it was, but like I saw... It wasn't this bay, was it? No. It was one of the like, oh, over here. Right, there's a bit of oil at least there. Like, I knew that I saw it somewhere underwater. It may have been also... No, not that one. Admittedly, I could just turn off the researcher setting for a little bit and then have a look at the map. But, you know, it's... if we don't know everything, it's more fun. There's a sense of discovery when we do find the things. Okay, so there's another 100 workdays remaining on the sawmill. Then we'll have that built. Right, so we got that done. How's the stuff for the... Oh, we need a bit more concrete for the iron mine, but that has come along quite nicely. We've got the road built there. So that's good. Were we doing any other road upgrades right now? Oh, right, the roundabout, yeah. So we can go ahead and upgrade that one. Are these going to... Oh, right, that's going for the iron mine. That one's going for the sawmill. There we go. That's going to allow us to get a little bit more work done here. Oh, I think we might have a bit of a problem here. We may need to have some alternative road to bring in the... Like, if we want to upgrade that road, that's going to be a problem. Of course... Yeah, no, that is going to be a problem. Of course, if we don't start running these until we build that, like, we'll build it, and then we'll just go ahead and upgrade the road first, while there's no other traffic going in here, then that should be fine. And then we're going to upgrade maybe the road going to the bus platform, and then even the road over here, and after that, upgrade the rest of these. Yeah, I suppose we can do that. So it's not going to be a catastrophe, it's just... we need to be a bit careful with how we do it, so we don't actually screw ourselves here. Well, another thing that I should probably start planning in here is how exactly we're going to do the gravel quarries and all that. So we'll probably have this quarry with the outputs in here. What's going to be the best that we can get as a quality of the source? Well, that's 62%. Also, I suppose if we rotate this around... Oh yeah, there's 65. 68. We can get 69%. Oh, 71. 72. Okay, 72 is probably going to be the best that we can hope for here. At least on this particular spot. So if we place that there, then what we can do is we can put in the gravel processing plant, I guess. Does this one have the... Oh, it doesn't have the impact. Okay, so we need to go for the bigger one then. That's alright. It's future-proofed. How bad is the terrain? Oh, okay, it's a little bit unfortunate, but I guess we can get it working. We'll get that one there. We're not going to get the road connections in here yet, so we won't actually start the construction. But once we do feel like we're ready for that, at least we got the option. Do we want to set up another... I guess we could put in the usual harbor setup over here to export some of it. So we'll probably want to put in the... conveyor engine. After that, we'll probably want to use this one. Actually... Yeah, this one. To make sure that there's room for a vehicle to maybe pass through here somewhere. I don't know if actually... Can we get a road underneath this? We can. Especially if we go a little bit closer to this place. It's... Yeah. Okay, so that's good enough. We don't need to build it yet, but it's just want to make sure that that is going to be a possibility. Then storages, we'll probably go for the 1,000-ton storage again, as per usual. It doesn't need to have the connections right there. Let's go ahead and rotate it around a little bit. There we are. We can go ahead and get this connection. And then we'll need to put in the... Actually, I suppose we'll put in the truck loading on this side. Because this is the side that we'll probably approach to pick up everything. Then we'll put in the... things like the concrete. Land in here somewhere. I guess we'll limit it on the opportunity. Well, I guess, technically speaking, we could put it on this side, but no, we want to leave that area open. I guess it could be here. But would that be a terrible idea? Probably. We do have two options on this side, so I guess we'll just utilize these two. Actually, what I'll probably want to do, if I'm able to, put it in here. I'll take the asphalt plant. Oh, can I? Actually, yeah, I can rotate this around. We get the connection there. And I'll admit this is a bit hideous setup in here right now, but if it works, it works. And then I suppose what we'll do is we'll put in another storage. Actually, first of all, before we put another storage, let's put in the harbor in here. So luckily we got a connection directly to the outside world through there, so it's quite straightforward actually. Don't need to worry about too much. Of course, getting the ships in here might take a little while because we need to buy them from the NATO side, which is on the opposite side of the map. But right, so the harbor for aggregate loading. It needs to be somewhere in here. I guess that'll probably work. And then we'll put in the some sort of aggregate storage in between as well. This could probably do. Ooh, okay, this is going to be a little bit tricky with the location though. So rotate that around. Okay, should be working here, right? Let's double check that we can actually get these connections. Oh, no. What? Infrastructure below? Oh, there we are. I don't know what that was all about. But there we go, so we can get those two. And then I guess what we can do is we can start planning the roads in here. Well, of course, need to get a whole lot of power for this place, but that's something we're going to worry about in a few moments. Right, so that's going to be the load up point for gravel. Get the connection there. We'll get a separate road going down this way. Let's actually go out and take the snapping off for now. There we go. And we have this road go right about there. And then this can move in here. We probably want to have some sort of, well, I suppose we'll want to have a road going there. Road going there. Road going in here. Is that the, right, that's the quarry. So actually, do we still want to connect to that roundabout, or do we want to move the roundabout? We could move the roundabout. But at the same time, I guess we could actually just go ahead as a connection from here. Get those in there. This one in here. We'll probably need to get some gas station over here near the entrance. And then what we'll probably want, well, I suppose we can just put in like this one. And then we'll go ahead and put in a, I think maybe a bus stop could also work here. I replace it in here, for example. Or maybe along this road. I think it would work there, I guess. It's a little bit further along, but that's fine. It might, actually, it might cause a bit too much traffic there. You know what? We'll put in a small bus platform. That will be able to reach everything already, so we don't need to put any footpaths or anything. So put that one. And of course we'll need some waste management in here, so let's go ahead and put in a couple larger stands for garbage in here. So this would be... Oh, does it? That one doesn't require it. No, it does require, but it's too far away. Okay. Right, if we put it in here somewhere, it will be able to reach both of them. And then we can put in another one over here for the... probably the quarry and the processing plant both. A little bit tricky to get out to both, unless we get a footpath connection, I suppose. No, there's not really a good footpath connections available in there, fair enough. So let's go back and put in one of these. There we go, so that's that. And then let's go ahead and put in some electricity in here. I suppose I could put it in here. Right in the middle. So there we go, so that's at least a few things in there. And I suppose what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and start the road construction, but I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm just going to go ahead and suspend that one so we don't actually get into there. But I have it at least sort of set up in there, so there we go. Now let's get back to the situation here. So the iron mine, they've got the resources to build it. We've got the sawmill built, and oh wow, we've got a whole lot more wood in here suddenly. Alright then. Well, I guess it meant that the horses could actually do some work there for a moment. Right, so everything else over here is already set up. Let's go ahead and get working on... we'll get working on the farm, actually. Although the construction of this would also be quite useful, but we'll get the farm done first. That's going to allow us to get some very small and a little bit passive income nonetheless. And then I suppose let's go ahead and set up the locations where these will go to work. That, and I guess we could help a little bit with the mine. I think we'll put in like 20% on the woodcutting posts, 30% on the sawmill, another 30% on the fire station, and then the last 20% can go to the iron mine. Now what's next is we'll take this one, we'll erase you from that line, go over there, and then unload over there. And I suppose what we could do is we could even tell them to stop there. We may need to also put in a end station at some point, but that could be set up elsewhere. You know what? Just to the safe side, I am going to put in... you know what, no. We'll let it go. Constantly. We'll maybe need to do some changes on there. Ooh, but that's... okay, it's going to go for a little while. But then once we want to start upgrading the roads in here, we need to cancel that line for a little while. Another thing that we may need to do in the not too distant future is setting up the power line selection in here. And I think we'll do the usual... we could just go with the 6 times switch. We got a couple other transformers in here as an option, but we'll go with the 6 connection in here, or 6 connections in here, and we'll... could we actually... not quite... well, actually, we could squeeze it in there. I don't know if we want to squeeze it in there, though. So let's just go ahead and put it a little bit further in here, maybe somewhere. I think that'll do. I guess we could get a connection... this probably doesn't need that bit of a connection, to be fair, so let's go ahead and just connect to the same intersection in here. What's another road in that mess already? But there we go, so that's going to be something that we're going to start working. We'll get that built, then we'll go ahead and get the power line in here. We'll take the 12 megawatt connection from this thing here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we actually keep it somewhat underground in here, underneath all of these, just to be on the safe side. And then connect to that one. We can start working on that already. But that way we can then start splitting the power from there to multiple directions. That can be kind of the middle point for the network right now, so that's going to be some power is going to be heading down south, and then of course more power is going to be heading over this way and also to the town, and then maybe connecting to other areas. We don't have too many areas that we can actually build into. Also, is that, oh right, it shows that on both ends that that's been cancelled, so you can see immediately like if something's not going to get built yet, which is actually quite nice. Oh, there we go, the fire station has gotten at least some work done. But how's the farm now? Oh, okay, we need a lot of steel there. We could probably increase the priority a little bit. I suppose in the meanwhile, if we can't really do the work over there, I'm guessing both of these are staying there. Yeah, if there's no resources to be utilized, then yeah, that makes sense. And I'm guessing, no, the dumpers are not idle. They are definitely busy somewhere. What do we start doing then? Oh, right, of course, this isn't. Yeah. So they are going to be arriving back soon enough, hopefully. And then we might do a little bit of road upgrade somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where exactly we'll do the next one. Probably not going to go all the way through here yet, because we still need quite a bit of stuff done. But we could maybe upgrade some of the roads in here, for example. Especially leading towards the aggregate storage would be quite nice. And maybe some of the roads going in here. Ooh, that's going to be a little bit tricky. Unless we do alternative road connection in here somewhere. Temporary one, mind you, but like a connection through there. It's a bit of a shortcut. But not going to connect it across to the other side of that. Also, that needs a bit of signage in there. There we go. So we've got the priority signs on all 4 of these connections now. Do we... Oh, right, yeah, that's working fine. So right now, I suppose that is going to be the main road. That's just going to be a side road right now. We've already used over 80,000 rubles total. Admittedly, yeah, I suppose we used more than half of that on... Actually, more than a quarter of the expenditure has been just steel import. Then gravel's been a little bit, but it's nothing in comparison. But what we do have now is some boards. Now that reminds me, let's go ahead and take this one and stop importing the boards, and we can start loading up from here. Load the boards. Let's also go ahead and get a new vehicle for open hull. Let's see, so we'll probably just get a 2-horse open hull, because it doesn't need to be going that quickly, and the extra capacity isn't going to be that huge going for the 4-horse one. There we go, so we got... oh, right, how's the mine coming along? We got a little bit of work done there. Oh, yeah, we got a few more workers heading up there. Well, there we are. There's 3 workers there. And I'm guessing the wood production at least is going okay. We've got, yeah, quite a bit of felled trees again. And we've got a decent bit of boards waiting here. There's a lot of money waiting to be done there. Let's actually have a look. Of the productions total, we made about 10,000 rubles worth of production, and all of that is just the, well, we wanted to do wood right now, but the boards are starting to take some a decent portion of that at this point, so they will probably overtake it at value sooner or later. It says we've got quite a bit of head start with the wood. Right, is that one refueled now? It is. What you're going to do is you're going to go over there, load up boards, and you can probably wait until loaded. Then go over there, unload, and I guess we'll keep it going for a while. At least get a bit of a income going. Of course, it might cause a bit of extra traffic at the customer, so we don't want to have too many vehicles doing that sort of stuff. But at least right now we can start getting some very, very tiny income. And how much is the boards again? So it's 50, okay. 15 rubles per ton. Okay, make that 16 now. That's probably going to start dropping a little bit once we start exporting. But 16 rubles per ton, so that's about 40 something, 48 rubles per trip. So that's not a huge amount, but it will start offsetting some of the costs that we have. Also, I just realized something that we haven't set up yet is a any sort of waste treatment. We could maybe set up the waste incinerators or something like that in here. Oh. I have a very silly idea. What we could do is we could build the waste incinerator on top of the hill here. Let it spew all the pollution out in the world. On the other hand, you know, if it's a very, very high stack for the burner, then, you know, the pollution will land somewhere far off compared to the town, right? Game mechanics-wise, I don't think that's going to work as intended, but yeah, fair. Let's see, so... we need to get some steel in here. We did get the groundworks done at least there. I'm guessing, yeah, the dumpers are now all idle, so let's go ahead and get a little bit of work done on... I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the road over here. Shouldn't take too long. As soon as we've got the extra road over there, it's not going to be that long of a distance to go around anymore. Actually, no, they can just deliver it over there, can't they? At least, in theory, they should be able to. That's only going to require... Well, that is actually still 12 tons of gravel. So it's a decent bit. Another thing that we will need... Well, actually, I don't know if we need to upgrade the small bit over there. I think we would just upgrade the road over here eventually. So right now, we don't actually need to touch that. Maybe later on, once we start upgrading these into asphalt roads, then we'll go ahead and turn that small bit over here into a gravel road. But until then, it can probably stay as a mud road. There we go, that's another 3.3 tons of steel coming in. And then, oh, they're actually going all the way there. Alright then. Still need another 10 tons of gravel, so that's still actually another 4 truckloads, or wagon loads of gravel to be brought in. Oh, there we go, the fire station is at least getting some work done. Although very slowly. Are these still... Okay, they're still working the small farm, which still... Actually, it doesn't require any resources, it's just a lot of workers required in there. So I think we might be able to get that at least completed before we end the session for today. We've still got about, let's see, 2.5 months. Got quite a bit of foreign workers available to us. So that's good. And, okay, the oil price is 32 rubles per ton. It's not a huge amount. But I guess it could work. Let's see, is the... Burning waste is going to cost us a little bit to export. Are we? Oh, right. Actually, that reminds me. How much have we gotten in here now? We got some biological waste. No construction waste whatsoever. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these then. You know what? I suppose what I could do is it's... No, I don't think we're going to need that much in there. So there is technically being a tiny bit of construction waste, but it's just so small amount that they're not going to separate all of it. Oh, and how we started getting exports? Oh, we already got 185 rubles this month. Let's have a look. So we started at like around 11th or somewhere around there, or after 11th of April. To start exporting, so we are starting to get a little bit of exports at least. It ain't much. I suppose it's, if each of these truckloads is worth 45 rubles right now, and we're doing them quite a few times a day, it's not going to be that bad as long as we keep a steady supply of wood and board being brought in here, or rather wood being brought in here and cut down, and then some workers for the sawmill. I think we'll be fine. So one thing that I'm still kind of wondering is how exactly are we going to do the... I suppose we'll just need to stop bringing this stuff in here for a little while once we get through this. Or once we start upgrading the road in here. Speaking of which, the dumpers are again available. We did upgrade the road up to there now. I kind of do want to upgrade this bit of road at least. Again, it's just a little bit of a more efficient way for the dumpers. Oh, what is that? Oh, there we go. We got the farm build done. Let's get the construction office underway. And now we got no tractors, no vehicles to harvest, and no trucks available. And buildings without power supply, but that's fine. So it's found all the fields. Good. Let's go ahead and get some vehicles in here. Right, so we could get the... Actually have a look. Sowing speed 7. Excavated bulldozers, no play. Okay, so one of these... Oh, actually, oh, there's a thoroughbred harvester. And farm horse. And harvesting speed of 9. I guess we can get... oh, right, and then some of these various other things. There's a combine harvester that's got harvesting speed of 9. This is a lot of... okay, it's not quite as quick. The harvesting speed is the same. I think I'm going to go with some thoroughbred harvesters and farm horses. And then I guess we'll get some 2-horse covered wagons as well. Could get the 4-horse ones, but that's a bit more expensive. We'll get 2 more of these. And there we go. Then we can get working on the farms. Ooh, the fertility is already pretty good there. And I guess what we could actually do is for the minimum fertility, we'll put in 75%. So at least we'll get a decent harvest in from these. Oh, there we go. There's the horses coming in. There we go. So that's going to be at least a little bit crops in here. We'll maybe need to set that as a source for crops sooner or later. At least for the refueling. And then, of course, we could probably just go ahead and sell extra crops in here as well if need be. So that's going to give this truck something to do. Eventually, of course, we need to, well, we'll probably want to start delivering that to elsewhere. But right now, of course, all of these vehicles is going to go refuel, refuel. And I'm guessing the harvest, actually, it's going to be interesting to see what the, like, do the crops look any different in the areas? I'm guessing probably not, but I could be mistaken. Oh, there we go. We got the crane over here for the fire station now. That's good. We're slowly getting some work done there. I suppose since we're not bringing that many workers into the fire station, that might actually be a good idea. Oh, okay, we got 300 rubles last month. So we can probably expect about 600 to 700 rubles per month from the board sales right now. Which is not going to be enough for even for a manpower cost, to be fair. But it's going to be offsetting some of the costs there. And of course, once we start getting some of the crops farmed in here and all that. Oh, yeah, that's already coming along quite nicely. Got a little bit of fertilizer there, of course. Oh, there we go. We've got... oh, that farm is already underway. Okay, is that's the number 5? Oh, because the number 5 has been added to the second one there on the list. I don't know why, but sure. Oh, hey, I can change the order. Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. We'll go with the numbers. There we go. Looks a little bit nicer. So this was 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah. And then is that's number 8. So there's these and then these. That seems about right. I mean, that was the order that we placed them down at, but at least so it makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, the fire station is underway. Did we... right, construction office is mostly done. Needs a bit more resources now. To get a little bit of the road built there, at least. Oh, is that... yeah, no, that's getting a bit of work done there. Oh. And there we go. Field sowing is coming on quite nicely. We've got one of them already fully grown. Is that going to refuel? No, not yet. I didn't actually use that much then. I'm just going to go back to the farm and then realize, okay, I need to go to the next farm. I'm assuming it's going to be going for the field number 2 next. But I could be mistaken. Wait, is it not actually leaving out yet? Oh, I think what is going on in here is the nutrient levels? Or maybe it's the fertility. But no, there is a vehicle heading in here. Yeah, no, that's getting one of the... oh, it's probably the one from there. Oh, no, no. Both of them are heading to a field now. Oh, fair enough. On the other hand, it's probably fine if they don't time it or they don't or immediately go to the farm, so there's a bit more time for the fertility to regrow and all that. But yeah, I suspect that this, if we keep on getting a good harvest from these, that's 8, so that's potentially about 240 tons or more per like rotation. With some extra time in between probably to recover the stuff. We might bring in... Actually, oh, that's one of the things that we don't have yet. We don't have anyone delivering fertilizer. Or able to deliver fertilizer either. But I suppose we can worry about that a little bit later. Oh, we've got a bit of mixed waste here. Probably going to be the first mixed waste that we'll be exporting soon enough. But that's the open hole. That's going for the wood cutting post. Oh, that probably went to refuel or something. Yeah, that seems about right. And there's a bit more workers coming in now. That's good. We do still have quite a bit of boards waiting in here. I suppose so. The production is fine. I guess the wood gathering could be slightly better. But I guess we'll mostly be fine. I mean, as long as we keep on producing enough in here, I guess that's all that matters, right? How's the iron mine coming along? It's a lot of work still there, but it is, I suppose, slowly progressing. What else do we need to build with the construction office over here? I guess that's one of the things. I'm guessing this one... Oh, yeah, the power line is another thing that we could probably build. Get that one. Maybe the switch. And then maybe help with the fire station after that. So at least we'll get the fire station up and running. Then we'll assign this one back to it. And then we'll have some firefighters in case there's a fire in here, which is very likely to start happening soon enough. I mean, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so... There is the high voltage switch that requires a bit more components, but I'm sure that's going to be sorted out soon enough. We've got another 2 fields that have been sorted and now growing. There's going to be another 2 after that, so there's going to be these 2 still that need to be sorted. But the growth already on the first field is 7.7%, so it's not quite enough, mind you. Well, I guess it's a start. I'm kind of thinking that maybe I should indeed put in a couple larger fields in here. Question is, of course, how exactly I want to connect those. Like, larger meaning medium field. I don't think we'll have room for it any bigger than that. So we could potentially either connect it... Well, no, that's not going to be enough room between the highway and the building, so it would be good have to connect from the rear or the back of these fields. If we were to put one there, can we get this in? Connect it with the roads. Yeah, I was thinking about boats in the uphill position here. Ooh, okay, this is going to be a bit tricky road. You've heard of rocky road? Get ready for tricky road. Okay, we'll just probably connect it in here. I mean, yes. Unless I get helicopters, which admittedly we don't have access to yet for a good while. Okay, let's go and... Come on, work with me. There we go. It's definitely a squiggly line. Oh, and it did cut off some of the farm here. Oh. Is this actually a connection? It is. Okay, good. Let's double check the order in here. Okay, that's fine. That's going to give us a bit of a larger farming in there, so it's going to give the tractors something to do. And so you can use to harvest. Not directly, no. I suppose, technically speaking... Yeah, no, these don't have any connection. Although, if we weren't using these, and we were instead using the, some of the modded buildings... Let's have a look at the factories again. So there's the orchard, for example. It does have connections for factory connections. Therefore, you can have that connecting to a helipad. You still need to have someone. Well, I suppose technically speaking, you could have a passenger helipad to bring in workers with. So you wouldn't need roads. You would need some footpaths, but that's about it. And then, of course, the factory connection for the helipad. Which, to be fair, technically speaking, helicopters can build it. But for these regular fields, no. That would not be an option. Right, how are we looking? Okay, we've still got plenty of boards. We are looking a little bit low on wood, aren't we? A little bit. I think it might be time for send this one to the depot. And we can start working on the roads in here. We'll need to wait for a few moments for some of these. Actually, no, these are the wood cutting trucks, so they can stay there. Let's go ahead and get this bit of road upgraded. That shouldn't take too long. We're still working on the fire station as well. But that is going to get at least some more progress in there. There's the iron mine. That would be quite a hilarious sight, to be fair. Oh, there we go. There's the... Oh, actually, that's one of the things that we might need to try. I did add in some mods for it, but the earlier planes... Like, we can technically speaking build a grass runway and all that. And it's free to build. Then, of course, there's the taxiway. There is the airplane parking as well for the free ones. How many can we actually have? We can have up to 5, okay. Heliports, on the other hand, well, we won't have because the heliports... there's the... Oh! Right, control tower, on the other hand. Could be a bit of a problem. We need to get some research done for that one. Airport terminals, heliport passenger, airport cargo, heliport cargo. But yeah, we could potentially have some planes at some point. No, but I do believe we've got the, what was the American, the Skytrain, the, I don't remember the exact name. But at least that's one of the, actually, I suppose we can have a look at the availability by year. In airplanes. Let's see. So, oh, there is Messerschmitt ME323. Yeah, DC. Yeah. DC3. We've got 2 variants in here. And there's, let's see. Okay, there's a 1947 when that's available. But these are available from 1936. And then Junkers U-52 is 1932. Then we got the LI2 from 39 onwards. And then there's the Messerschmitt that I mentioned at 42. And then, oh, right, there's a Tupolev ANT-20 that is available from 34 to 45. So it doesn't show any sort of availability in here because it's... well, I mean, we can still buy it afterwards, but that's when it's going to be available. So we won't have a lot of planes anytime soon. But around 1930s, or late 1930s, early 1940s, we can get to those. Which admittedly is going to take a while. So how's the... Okay, no, the... Crops don't really look much yet. From side perspective, no, it doesn't really... Well, I suppose it's still early growth. Maybe it'll change a little bit afterwards. But regardless... Oh, there's a field that has low fertility, eh? Oh, it's probably both of these. Yeah, that's 73%. We set it to be 75, so they'll have to wait a little bit before they get in there working. I guess that's fine. We're down by almost a full 100,000 rubles now. Oh, and that, yeah, that road is slowly getting some progress done there. We are probably going to run out of fuel over here at some point. Well, technically speaking, it's the grain, but yes, sooner or later. We could potentially set up another station for that somewhere over here, for example. It's fairly cheap resource to build it and all that. It's like, it's definitely doable. How are we looking? Okay, we've got plenty of boards. We've got a decent bit of wood now that we're not actually bringing workers here constantly. So actually what we might need to do is reduce the amount of workers at the sawmill rather than the woodcutting post. I mean, the woodcutting post doesn't need too many either. It's just the trucks have a bit of limited capacity. We could get the slightly bigger trucks, or the wagons here, but that wouldn't really be a huge difference. They got a bit higher speed, mind you, so there's that, and then the capacity is like an extra 10%. And there's the rain. Well, luckily, we got at least part of the area with the gravel roads already. Although large parts are still mud roads. But slowly but surely, we're getting through. Into better and better. Actually, I suppose another thing that we could do... let's go ahead and start working the footpath there. So we'll have the connection to the vet. That's going to require a lot of gravel and boards there, but that's the only resource that it requires. But, you know, it's just to balance a little bit of the cost there, because the resources you needed for that are so cheap, so that you need a lot of it. Now, of course, that still is going to require some components and such in there for the repair. So it basically is your basic vehicle repair station, but it's just, you know, a smaller footprint, and it's got some horses outside there. Well, you can't really see them right now, but there's one and there's another one. I reckon the visibility is not exactly good yet. Well, I have tried that in one of my offline playthroughs. Oh, I can see some growth coming through here. We'll have some crops. Eventually. And we're still... Oh, there we go. This might be... Oh, yeah, we've got a vehicle heading in there. And probably also... Yep. So both of these will now be growing. Oh, well, we'll get to work on those. And then I suppose the harvesters... Well, it's going to take a while before the harvesters get to work, but that's alright. You know, slowly changing the hue from just the brown, that was the basic field there, into a bit of green. I wonder... So it is definitely different crops then than what we have on the default map. Because those turn yellow. Because it's like wheat or corn or something. I'm guessing that this could be rice or something like that. Can we see any better in here? No, not really. We can see a little bit of crops along here, but it's not well enough yet. Well, that's alright. Next session we'll then get to see what the crops are. And we'll probably see how much actually we get from these fields. I mean, this is already a decent chunk. We do not actually... Oh, I just realized something. We may need to get a actual grain storage in here. Now, we can actually connect it there. I would have to connect to the... well, to the road itself. Okay, we've got a digging crew right now, so we can just set this up already. I do want to have the connection in there, so we don't actually want to have too much traffic to here directly. But I want to have that storage in there, so we can harvest that whole lot and then either use it or sell it. Or both. Actually, ooh. I wonder if we should set up a cargo harbor over here then. Because we could then get a whole lot of, well, I say a whole lot of some extra wood and or board, I suppose, and or crops into a ship, and then just export through here. Like, I like this bay in here that we have. Like, it's not that much on our side. It's just enough so that we can fit in, like, harbors and such. And then from there, it's just going to be basically directly across the border. It's not quite as direct route as it could be. It needs to go a little bit around, but once it gets through there, it will disappear for a little while, do the unloading and or loading if we're buying something, and then it starts heading back. So it's definitely a very straightforward route still. So this year we already spent 31,000. Admittedly, of that, ooh, we got already over 1,300 rubles from selling boards. Also, we had to sell some mixed waste, which was eating into a profit margins there a little bit. Oh, we did get the road upgraded there. That's good. I think what we're going to do is actually we'll go and upgrade this road next. Because then once we have that one, and we maybe upgrade that one as well soon enough. Oh, is there... What are we working on? Oh, the grain storage. Right, fair enough. Well, it shouldn't take too long to get the groundworks done there. Oh, and there's also the factory connection. Yeah, fair enough. So those are going to be taking a little bit of time to get all of that sorted. And we got the fire station. Let's go ahead and buy a vehicle. We'll probably get the 2-horse fire brigade. It's a bit faster. Although it's probably going to be... Yeah, I guess we'll buy that one. It can have 8 workers. Maybe we'll get 2 of them just in case. Then once we get the road over here built, which technically speaking, I guess we could go ahead and assign that as well. Okay, we can see that there is slowly something growing from the ground. But it's still taking a while. How's the growth? So that's 35% on the first ones. Oh, well, the sowing process is already about halfway done here. Oh, there we go. Is the fertility? Well, I suppose it might be slowly still increasing. But it's fairly slow. Oh, well, there we go. We've got plenty of wood here. Of course, the board... Well, we've got plenty of boards, actually, still. So how much did we get last month from the sales? We got 650 rubles. Alright, then. I mean, it could be worse. And this year total is already 1,453. Well, 1,450... Actually, 1,440 if we take account the mixed waste. There we go. That's a little bit more. It's not going to be even nearly enough for our needs in here, but it is at least some offset on, so we're not losing the money as quickly as we might be otherwise. And of course, once we get the iron mine up and running here, so that's going to give us another thing to export. Of course, one of the problems that we might run into here is the capacity. There's only going to be 3 vehicles at a time here at the customs. Everything else is just going to have to wait outside, like that one. Of course, if we're building a lot of something that requires like asphalt and gravel and such, then we are going to have a lot of traffic in there. But the gravel is going to be picked up from here, so that isn't directly impacting it. But of course, if there's not enough gravel in here, then the dumpers from here are going to have to go in there. But there's 3 of them, which have a slightly higher capacity compared to the 4 in here. So most of the time, they should be able to keep it up more or less. The production and all that. Let's see. So we've got plenty of wood there. How's the stockpile? There's still room for a little bit more. Not for too much more though, but enough to get started. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and assign the fire station in there. I suppose fire station being 25% might not be a bad idea. And I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what? Everything on 25% right now. That does mean that the iron mine will get a little bit more work done as well. So there's a crane there. These are not working on anything. Right. What do we need? We did get the power line up to there at least. I guess, well, we could help with that. The vehicle depot we haven't started working on yet. We could help with the mine. It's going to be bloody expensive. Manpower wise. So I'd rather use domestic workforce for that, quite frankly. I guess we can go help with the factory connection first. That's probably going to be the easier one. And the crane storage still needs a bit more resource to actually even complete the groundworks there. That's going to be kind of simple then. Right. Ooh, there we go. 42% on the growing already on some of these fields. I still can't see too much more. And these are almost done. That's a slightly smaller field, unfortunately. There's a 0.07 hectares. I mean, fair enough. It's not going to be a massive, like, it's going to be maybe at most 1 ton difference. Maybe, it might be slightly bigger than that, but yeah, not massive difference regardless. Like, it should be a difference that fits in within 1 truckload. Or wagon load, I should say. Right, so this is another thing that we might want to start working on sooner or later. I'm going to keep that as low priority for the time being. Oh, there we go. We're starting to get some of the gravel for the roadworks in here. So what we'll probably want to do is get these roads upgraded. Is that... I don't know if that's going to be long enough batch there, or stretch there. Probably. Oh, but we are on 2nd of July already, so that is where we're going to end for today. But let me quickly check a thing or two. So bear with me. But I will be back on Wednesday with some... Oh, yeah. Riceburg is live, so we'll be heading in there. But I will be back on Wednesday with some more Kingdoms Reborn. And then Fridays with some Projects On Point. And then Sunday more Hearthstone 3. And the next Monday we'll continue with this. So let me actually start the raid. So we'll be able to get there. Yeah, thank you all for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.